but I still see you. Through the scope, though I'm hiding in the desert eagle. Run around literally with the desert eagle. Sniffing niggas' Jews out like a fucking beagle. I'm hungry, dog, watch when I fucking see you. Them Jews better be tough or I'm bound to eat you. And you think it can't happen, always happen, dog. Talk all that tough Tony shit is into the mall. And I ain't playing, though I'm hiding the motherfucker. Nice man, the dog, bring a real man, none of y'all.
Yeah, that's your brains on drugs. That's your brains on crime. That's your brains on that myth. That's your brains on drugs. That's your brains on drugs. That's your brains on crime. That's your brains on that myth. That's your brains on drugs.
So high, see the room keep spinning, but I keep telling myself I gotta get the dividends. I gotta pull myself together, get the fucking Benjamin. So I grab my scrap and hit the fucking hood again. You monkeys know what it is. Some run duck high, some go get they gun, but they stand across the street with it, cause they know that I'm high and my guns speak a foreign language. Nigga, motherfucking what? You ain't doing shit to me. You ready to fucking butt ass crack, blast them shoes and get gun fucked, rolled up in the plastic, covered in the wooden box. I'm hiding in the state building, gun the size, clip the size, stomach Ethiopian children, and it's go hard to light. My friend, nice man, double breaker, with a man, know what it is.
Yeah, that's your brains on drugs. That's your brains on crime. That's your brains on that myth. That's your brains on drugs. That's your brains on drugs. That's your brains on crime. That's your brains on that myth. That's your brains on drugs.
I'm gon' get it, shit. I don't give a damn who the hell attached to it. Smoke me a Magnum blunt and that stupid 4-pound Mac military. 7 mag in your face for cash and all the rest of your things. You feelin' brave, my blast. Still dick in your pocket, escape with your cash. I buy me a ounce of weed and mix with some ass. I'm a beast. I'm raw than orangutans, raw than the pack of wolves. So raw, I'm gorilla man. And I ain't saying it cause your girl started feeling me. Cause this your brain and Charles Hines take it green. But my mind still sticks to things. For that money and them bricks, I split your brains. I ain't playing out one big or hard's the name. Nice man that double bread higher than the fucking plane, nigga.
That's your brains on drugs. That's your brains on crime. That's your brains on that myth. That's your brains on drugs. That's your brains on drugs. That's your brains on crime. That's your brain on that myth. That's your brain on drugs.
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's going on, banger? What's going on?
Yo, what's up, Lane?
Yo, this is Landlord. Yo, this is Landlord. I'm waiting for you, brother, to channel in. Yo, this is Landlord.
This your man D Banger Thomas, people of the world. What's going on?
And this is Be Your Own Therapist, a form that we created for brothers that just come in and, have a conversation when they need to get something off their chest. Some days we pick topics and we might have something that, others already pre-rolled, as you would see my man doing, where they already had something they had to come on and get off their chest. Most of the times we'll just pick a topic and we'll just go off of how we feel, and we're bringing a couple guests. And if somebody just chime in from the audience and they feel a certain way and they have to say something, then they can come on and they can tell us how their day went. Is a forum where we're basically going to have a brotherhood conversations where you can go and you can feel comfortable to let your brothers know how your day was going. So how was your day going today, D Banger?
Well, for the most part, Lane, everything was good. Went to work this morning, and it was regular scheduled programming for us on Saturday, so we were in and out of there early. So that was good. And after that, handled some bills, came home, relaxed, and got ready for the show. So everything was everything. Everything is good on my end, bro. How was your day?
I can't complain.
How was your last couple of days since our last episode?
It was pretty productive. I can't complain. I had tried to get everything situated. So I've been playing around with the form a little bit more so I can make sure things look a little sharp and we come to y'all correct when we actually be online and it don't look choppy. It don't look like we, don't know what we doing. We can get our comments flowing and everything. So when people actually do say something during the show, we can catch it right away.
Yeah, that's a blessing right there that you've been able to stay on top of that. So basically, as far as the topic for today, Lynn, we were saying what? That
Oh yeah, the topic we got that strolling down on the bottom right now. The topic for today. Hold on, let me my man hey Grace the Golden One, he just chimed in, so we definitely gotta let him come up here and see how his day was
oh,
going.
all right. Let's check in with Ace
Yo,
and see
what's good, y'all?
Hey,
what's
what's
going
good,
on,
man?
bro.
How's
Good.
everything going? We was just on a
Yo,
how's your day part of it,
wait, I gotta put on.
you
Damn, I
gotta
don't got my AirPods. I can't really hear y'all.
oh yeah.
Huh?
Let's make sure we get this correct right away. Grace, hold up, y'all. I can't hear.
Crazy, man.
Tell everybody
I'm over
what's
here with
going on.
Casa.
How's everybody? Tell Casa what's going on. How
What'd you
everybody
say? Wait,
doing,
hold
man?
on.
I
What'd you
said,
say?
tell Casa in the whole room. How's y'all doing, man?
Yeah, man, I'm trying to get him to join. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
blessing.
But he
How's
chilling
everybody
right now.
doing?
He in home mode.
Hey, ain't nothing
What's
wrong
good?
with that. We can't complain.
I gotta get some headphones with y'all. How y'all doing, D Banger?
Yo, what's good?
What's
Hey,
good, y'all? I gotta get some
everything
headphones.
is good.
Hold on.
Well, we
I'm
here.
in
We
here.
got you. Go ahead. Don't worry
Wait,
about
hold.
it.
Cause it's low through this phone.
I feel you. I had my phone. I had to change my shit. My shit was so low at one
Wait,
point.
Casa got some headphones right there. Hold on. Give me a second. I can hear y'all and everything. Let me use these headphones right here.
Those headphones, man.
Right
Stop
here. Y'all started already?
We started. Yeah, we started. We on air
Oh,
right
I
now.
thought you was gonna give me the 15-minute prep.
I was, but I told Dave Banger today my
Wait,
15
hold
minute
on. Let me
prep.
see
I
if these
woke up
joints
with the
work, B.
coal in my eyes.
Hold on. Let me see if these joints work, B. Hold on, B. Oh, hello?
Yeah, we hear
Yeah.
you.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm in the building. Now I can hear.
Okay,
What's
yeah.
goody?
You sound a lot better now too. So how
I
was your
sound
day
better?
going today? Yeah, how was your day going today, bro?
It was good, man. It was good, man. Just had some seafood and all that,
Okay. We
Had some
just put up the
steam.
topic for today. The topic for today, we got kind of a plural topic. It was, when people take your kindness for weakness, and then
Oh, yeah.
at what point is loyalty a burden? Because you can be loyal to somebody forever, and
And they still shit on you.
at what point is it a burden to you? Are you being so loyal it's bringing you to the wrong place?
Yeah,
You get
that's
what I
deep,
mean?
bro.
But like
Yeah, that's deep. Oh, you
sometimes
want me
you
to
walk
answer
over.
now, or that's what's just going on
You
for
can get.
tonight?
We getting into. You know how we work, brother. If you got the
You want
answer
me to
now,
get
that
busy now? You want me to get
you can
busy?
get busy right now with
All
the
right, let me
answer.
go get my stuff. Let me go get
Uh-huh.
my Hold on, let me get my ready pack, and I'm gonna go in the hallway.
Yeah,
You
they know
know.
how it go. It ain't fair if it ain't in the air.
Yeah, let me see. What else I need? Oh yeah, I think I got everything I need.
Yeah, let
Because
them know we get prepared
y'all
on
caught me
air
kind of
today.
off guard, but
Everybody got caught
I'm
off guard today. I
I'm
was
gonna get
15 minutes late. I'm sorry, everybody. I woke
I'm
up.
gonna
I
get
was like, hold up,
low.
what's going on?
Well,
And I know I got to see these interactions.
yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
So shit, man, I wish I should have came in the chat. I should have prepped and then came in the chat. I should have waited. But how long y'all been rocking? Like right now?
We
No, we
9
just
minutes
came on.
live.
We 9 minutes live, bro. This 9/11.
Oh,
It's
okay. So
funny as you.
y'all trying to get me in and out early.
Mm-mm. There's
So
never no in and out early. You know through the process, brother. You just happen to come on and you ready to answer that question, but it don't mean that you got to get out.
when loyalty, I don't know. Y'all got to give me a little fuel right now. Give me like y'all perspective on it,
I
so I
got
could
you.
kind of warm up. You know what I
Now I
mean?
wasn't
And
saying it from we all talking street terms, but it's bigger than the street terms. It's just on. You could be loyal to someone to default to yourself, is what I'm saying. where it puts you in a burden. It makes you liable, and we see many cases where even where somebody will say, a snitch will say, I was loyal to what, and I went up and nobody took care of me, and they didn't do this and they didn't do that, and they didn't feed my family or make sure nobody was well. And we understand the street code, meaning, you know, you're just supposed to keep your mouth closed except for when you get into things. But at what point is it
Like a burden?
a burden? When it becomes a burden, like you're keeping it too damn real. You loyal to everybody else in the world besides yourself.
Well, first of all, you know, I think at first it's the relationship you have, like whether it's a female or best friend or son or daughter, mother, father. Sometimes, depending on the relationship, that's when, you know, that's my opinion. This is all my opinion. So my opinion is based on the relationship. I feel that that's what that's how you dig yourself more deeper into a hole of making it a burden for yourself, because you're going to be loyal to your moms and people most close to you. I think the burden part comes when the closer you are to a person, I think the higher the burden of the loyalty, and you know how deep you.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
Let me give an example based on how I was thinking about and how the question came to me in my mind. I'm sorry, because I'm not being fair. I'm thinking about it in the aspect of, I was watching a show, and you know how it shows you when you're growing up, and we all laugh, like we might be used to, we might have fucked up ways that we just get adapted to, and we just be used to it. And you go on in life, and as you get older, you understand how that was a burden to you, or how it was wrong. Or say, for instance, you got in positions and you had to hold down somebody, even if it was your mother, because this is the perspective I'm seeing it from. And you put in a person in so many situations where it's not good for the child. So the child is being loyal, but in the end, it doesn't benefit the child. So that's where the question came from. So it's be like a child can go through their whole life, and you of course, you're loyal, and you know, to your parents, and you find out in the end of the road, your parents didn't have the best outlook for you. So it was something that you wasn't happy with. So at what point did you could come to yourself and go, you know what, it's time for me to step out of that shell, because I'm being too loyal to them for a cause, and I'm not ever being loyal to myself on what I really appreciate. I'm sorry, but that's how the question came about. So I wanted to let you know, because once you put it into differentials as far as female relationship and all of that, it made more sense.
So so this is like one perspective.
Yeah, that's how the perspective came to me. So that's how the whole thought. So, because when I said street, and I don't want you to think that it came on a street situation. It came from me basically.
So this is like, so it becoming a burden for me or for anybody, basically.
Indeed. Like, and how I say a burden is, say, I put it in, for instance, as if I was a child going to school, and I was told to do it this way because of a parent or somebody, and I knew in the back of my mind, gym coach, whatever, that this wasn't the way to go about it, or it wasn't the way to do it. And I followed that, and I went through that, and that caused me to miss my opportunity, or not to be able to reach my highest.
Based on being loyal to somebody else.
Indeed.
So what was your initial question before I came on?
That was it. That's just how it came. That's just how I came to that perspective.
No, because when you asked me, it was like, when did your loyalty become a burden for yourself?
Yeah, exactly. So, and if you can understand the situation that I was coming from with it, that's because it's like a broad question. I understand. So it's like, what the hell am I talking?
I could. Let me see.
No, you was explaining it right. I just wanted to put a little bit more to the question. You feel me?
Yeah.
But you was explaining it right. I
Oh,
apologize.
because I was breaking it down like, you know, like in terms of like you want personal or just opinion, like a personal experience.
Yeah, if you can say like a personal experience where you felt you was too loyal, you ain't even got to say who it was. I can say,
Okay, I'm gonna get into, well, when I think about that, let me put it like this. You know, I'm gonna go into the about with my son, right?
yeah,
So my son is my son, right?
understandable.
So all the stuff I go through, you know, with my baby moms and all of that, you know, and everything. So the loyalty part is me being loyal to her in terms of not relationship,
My
but
son,
being loyal to her in terms of that being my baby moms, right?
understandable.
So my loyalty to her,
Mm-hmm.
so the loyalty to her, I'm being loyal, but now was a burden for me because it don't matter how loyal I am to her. She's still on her bullshit about me visiting my son.
Mm-hmm.
When I come to the house, you know, he can't go places with me. Like, you understand? So
Yeah,
I'm gonna say the loyalty to her because she's my baby mom's, and the burden is a burden for me because I don't get to see my son and do the things that I want to do to her because I'm so kind, you know. And the kindness for weakness thing, it seems like is a burden for me because no matter how nice I am, cool I am, I come in, I don't cause no problems. When I see that they on some bullshit, I kiss my son, I love you, and I walk out the door. So that loyalty and that kindness that I have for her because that's his mother has become a burden for me because it's not really getting me nowhere. And the burden and let me stay on the loyalty. And the loyalty and kind part is like you taking advantage of that because you know
no.
I'm that type of dude. You know I'm not gonna come in the house screaming, arguing, you know, acting a fool because I got respect for you, not just because you're my baby moms, but for people, period. You know, I try to have respect and empathy for people, period. So it's not just about her. It's about who I am and how my mannerism and how I'm gonna be around my kid. So that loyalty and that kindness seems like it doesn't even matter. That, you know what I'm saying? That I should, you know, whether I was that guy that was coming in, screaming, fighting, you know, causing drama in her crib with my son. It seems like if I was that, I'll get the same treatment. But being that I'm kind and I'm nice, I get the same treatment. Now the burden is, you know, the burden is me, you know, really getting emotionally scarred from this shit because, like, you know, they always say like the kind people and the good guys always finish
Finish
last. You feel what I'm saying? Because she knows I'm kind, but it's like, yo, you don't even have no reason to do this. Are you doing this because I'm kind? Because I'm respectful and I'm not wilding out or nothing? You know, the burden is me getting mentally scarred from this shit because it hurts me to not be able to come and do what I want to do with my son, take my son away and have fun with him and all that. Like, that's a burden on me. You feel what I'm saying? Because I feel that it shouldn't be that way. You feel what I'm saying?
That's not the relationship that I want.
Yeah, like I want a relationship with my son, but it's like me being nice is becoming a burden because, you know, you're not really even respecting me being respectful.
You
You're not
only
even, huh?
that goes. No, I'm just saying that goes into, you know how they say motherfuckers only respect disrespect.
Exactly. Like niggas, you know, like it's like you be like, damn, if I was the guy who acts stupid and all that, and just be like, fuck y'all, I might get a little more respect. You feel what I'm saying? So that's a burden, man. It's a burden on me that my son has to experience that. You know, the fact that everything could be cool with me and him, and he don't know why I'm abruptly leaving like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he doesn't know, like, damn, daddy went from chilling, watching TV with me to kissing me and telling me good night. Even though he's 4, he's like, it's like abrupt. Like, I'm not used to you leaving like that, like so fast. You just got here. So that's a burden on me to even see my son in his face, see that change in him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it tears me up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't
Yep.
know if I conveyed it on the
But
No,
level
you
y'all
definitely,
need, but
you
no,
conveyed
you
this
definitely did.
so well. It makes me think, or why the topic was really brought up. Like, did I
you know what I'm
try to bring
saying?
it up for you to push that out of me? So I have to tell why it come out now. Like you said, at times we all go through situations where we're loyal to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put it like this. Say, for instance, you in a situation with a married woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
You and this married woman, y'all in a relationship for a while. Y'all in a low relationship. It's cool. It's, you know, nobody, you know, knows anything. They can't detect what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
This female gets pregnant. Now it's the female. She doesn't really know who the baby belongs to because she's married, but she got this guy she's playing with on the side. So it's like, you know, it's up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Now, throughout the course of this whole time, you know, females, I believe they already know what's going on. So you have an idea what's going on. You just don't want, I guess, to, because, you know, ruin your situation, whatever your situation may be.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, the guy is coming from the same perspective, right? I feel the same way. This is how I want to go about it. You say you go about it, I go about it that way. Years go by. You never pay attention. Years go by. Now you start to look at this kid. Now the guy's going in the back of his head, is this kid mine? But it's something that he doesn't want to question because he has a loyalty to this female because he knows how they were playing at this certain time. You was married, I was this. Can I really indulge in this? Do I bother this? So now, is he being too loyal to the female by not figuring out, is this child his? Because the child honestly probably gonna want to know who his father is, even if this guy could have been his father, or is the guy following the so-called code because they had this thing going underneath the sheets?
I think it's him. It was the first part that I agree with more than the second half, basically.
Meaning, so you would keep it low for the female
No, I
out of the
wouldn't do
loyalty.
no. I wouldn't do any of that. The question was he being more loyal to the female? And that's what I was agreeing with. I ain't agreeing with none of that other shit.
Oh, so
But
he being more loyal to the female than he's being to the child.
at this point, because the whole point, I would look at it as, now I will put myself in that position, as far as my whole premise would be the truth.
Yeah.
What's the truth? Because and then I would, me personally, I would then be looking at it as, oh, I got to get to the truth now because it already started this way. It started a whole different way, not totally being truthful, it being underground. So now I got to get to the bottom of this, especially, I mean, you know, for my sanity and for the child. But in that instance, in my opinion, it would be him being more loyal to the female and the situation that they had, like you said, from the outside looking in.
Now, what would you do in that situation?
Me personally,
You are which one you want to be? You want to be all right, you the man in the situation who's creeping with the female, the married woman.
oh, now see, now I don't know what size y'all wear. Me personally, I wear size 13. So putting myself in my shoes, bro, I wouldn't even get down like that, bro. I'll keep it all the way 100. I would barely deal with a shorty that got a like. I used to barely deal with shorties that had like the baby daddy issues. I definitely ain't dealing with no chick that's married, my nigga. No matter how bad she is, I'll
Mhm.
keep it all the way 100. And but because at the end of the day, my whole thing is like, even with the baby mama situation, right? That could be whatever. But with that married thing, there's no rage like that of a husband. So this chick could be telling me whatever is the situation with the marriage. This ain't his woman, or they ain't, you know what I mean? This is his wife. Like, so like she could be telling me whatever, and then come to find out at the end of the day, it's a whole nother situation going on. So nah, I don't even deal with them type of situations. So I wouldn't even be in that.
I mean, I'm just dying. You're a little stronger than I anticipated. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Got to
And
be
then
my
I was
own
waiting.
therapist.
I was waiting. I was waiting to chime in earlier. We gonna get back to that though.
What
Um,
happened?
we go finish where you was at though, man. Finish. I was saying that's
Oh, I was
probably
just saying.
another reason where the
No, that.
energy came from. Like,
Oh, you saying? Hold on, you have a situation and that's down that road or something.
nah, not particularly that road. I was saying as far as like the topic. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
explain. I'm sorry. Explain.
I didn't want to drift you off of where you at.
You're
That's the
not
only
drifting
reason.
me off. Explain is what I'm saying. I want to hear this
All
now.
right,
You
so
got me like a little kid.
uh,
Wondering.
nah, well, more or less though, it was just like when you had first told me about the topic, it took
Mm-hmm,
me into a whole different bunch of levels because of the kindness for weakness thing, you
mm-hmm.
know. All right, but I'll get back to that part when A was talking about just dealing with his baby mother and the loyalty to his son and the loyalty to her and everything. Like, I can relate to that in certain aspects. All right, so with my youngest son, he's currently in California now. I didn't find this out until I was like, what, 5 months on my way home on my bed. And I was in a situation where, like, even if I did, like, flip or whatever, how I do through the phone from prison, it wasn't going to change anything. Like, and I felt as though, like, if I did, make a wave or whatever, or try to from there, like the a dude that was in there with me that was in a similar situation, he was like, yo, you could go right to the law library and, you know what I'm saying, file the papers, boom, 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 for joint custody or whatever, to be able to put a hold on the move. And I was thinking about basically like everything that had happened prior. Me being away, her being a single mom, me already knowing her situation, as far as like knowing that she's always wanted to do better. And then this is after the rage though. Like, I got the whole bubble in my chest and everything. And my only response during the conversation was like, well, if you decide to take Bless to California, before I come home, there's nothing I could do about that. Like, I don't want him there. That but her pitch, and the schooling and it, and the shock of it all. I was just like, all right. So basically, so basically, it was like that was a major burden on me. That was a major burden on me. I had to eat that, and then, but then part of the agreement, I asked for him to pull up to see me for Father's Day before I had come home and everything. And she did do that, so that helped. But I'm dealing with the burden now. I'm dealing with the burden of it all now, basically. The distance and everything, because that wasn't part of my plan. You know, so that's been a continuous thing, and I've had to mature, balance myself out, and everything in the midst of that. And put myself to the side. basically. Think about Bless, think about his mom, you know, just as far as her doing better and him being with his mom. He's on mommy time right now, you know. So me coming home and then the pandemic happened, it wound up being a blessing, a gift and a curse for me. I lost people close to me, but I was able to have him here with me, you know, both years for a longer period of time, as if instead of if it was just a summer visit with him being out there because of the pandemic, like, you know, with the remote learning. So that wound up being a blessing. So in hindsight, you know, it's like, and you know, God still, you know, basically like calmed the storm for me, basically. So I just changed my perception and, you know, started looking at everything differently. That was like that was like in terms of the topic and just basically agreeing with you know what I'm saying, in certain aspects as far as like, you know, that burden, the burden, and, you know, not wanting to put your hands in things, you know, especially when it comes to, you know, that side of the family, basically. You know, there's a lot of times that I've wanted to say something or react a certain way, but Bless is older now and he pays attention to everything, you know. So it's like I've had to catch myself and make sure that I carry myself in a certain way to basically show him a different example. But that's also the kindness for weakness, because everybody else is grown. So they're aware, you know, they know what they're doing, basically. Like, you know, so it's like, but that's been humbling, you know. So that was as far as because we went to a couple different levels with the relationships, and then you had touched on the street part. I'll get back to the street part of it, you know, but like that's like as far as like the relationship side of it, like right now directly connected to me.
What up? What up? What up? Born
They
Genius.
shooting.
We born
Born
Genius.
Genius.
We got Cuzzo in here. Introduce yourself. How your day going, bro? I'm sorry, I can handle that for you. I got you. Yeah. Oh, I took it. Go ahead.
Yeah. We active. You know, you my twin, so we is moving at the same time. Man.
Yeah, we playing mute. I ain't gonna put myself out there.
Salute to all my kings. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I
sir.
definitely have to
Salute,
tap
man.
in, show my support to y'all brothers. I
My
appreciate
nigga
y'all
Ty
too.
Wiz.
No
Ty
doubt,
Wiz,
man.
How you doing, family?
Much
Good
respect
seeing
and my
you.
condolences. My
You already
condolences.
know.
You know what I mean? Your mom is my mom. You know what I mean? You my
You already
bro.
know.
So
Thank you. You already know.
much
Salute.
respect.
Salute.
You-
Salute.
Salute. You
Cheer.
already know.
I can carry.
So,
Okay,
cheers to
yeah.
the queen.
Cheers to the
You know what I
queen.
mean?
Cheers to the queen. Kings
Cheers
and
to the
queens.
queen.
Fly
But
high.
damn, y'all niggas don't put us on spot. Nigga ain't got nothing right here. I got
You already know. I'm
Put the
feeling
L
like
up.
though. I'm feeling like
Put the L up.
Yeah, I improvise with my Gatorade
Casa
over here.
Moms.
So
Casa Moms just made up some like homemade punch.
yo.
All right, so I got y'all a fresh, nice
okay.
home.
Look, with
Yo.
fresh fruits.
Yeah.
Cuzzo,
like a-
thank you for inviting me too as well. You know what I mean?
Appreciate you, man. How your day
And
going so far?
another thing,
Uh-huh.
I want to give another condolences to our brother Ali.
Oh
Bro.
man, yeah. Rest in
Indeed.
peace to Ali.
Rest in peace,
Rest in
Ali.
peace
Dude,
to Ali.
it's too much going on right now. You know what I
Everybody
mean?
on the joint. Yeah, rest in peace to Aya, B. The great Aya. I'm gonna let y'all know about the services and all of that. His
Yeah, please.
his sister's
me
putting it
informed.
together now. So you know, wherever it's at, I'm definitely gonna make sure I go pay my respects.
That's crazy.
Nah,
You already know.
But
Nah,
it happened in
definitely.
the city, so most likely it'll be in the city. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Right. I don't know exactly what's going on. You know what I mean? And I don't really want to get into details because I don't like that. Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, you great.
I don't want to get into details because I don't like to ask how things are,
Yeah.
transpire to what it is. But I just wanted to get that
Yo,
respect
bro.
to my brother. You know what I
Yo,
mean?
bro. Yeah, not to cut you off, but bro, our good brother got murdered, man.
See, I don't want to. That's what
Yeah, I know.
sometimes it's
Yeah.
easier to let God work, but when you hear malice involved, it's
Wicked.
kind
Yeah.
of different to, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man. But you know, I mean, because I mean, if you Google his name, you know, it's on all news. It was on all New York
Nah, I didn't know
12
that.
and all that.
I didn't
You know what I'm
know.
saying?
I didn't know that,
But
bro. I thought it was
yeah,
natural
so
causes. You know what I mean? We all getting
yeah,
older. We all went to school together and stuff like that. I'll be thinking it's natural
You gotta
causes when you
text
get
me his
things like
government
that.
age
You know
so I
what I
can
mean?
definitely go check that out because I ain't know. I don't
yeah,
know his
yeah.
government.
Ali Wisdom, Ali Wisdom.
Oh, his
Ain't
name.
yo,
I thought we just called him Ali. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
Once it's
nah, Ali
malice,
is real name.
that
That's
make me a little aggressive. You know what I mean? So I don't like to really hear that from our culture,
no, I
man. That shit is
understand, I
really
understand, I understand, but I just
right.
wanted, I wanted to give
He
y'all the
didn't deserve
truth.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
He didn't
saying?
deserve that. I appreciate that, bro.
I'd
But he
rather
didn't
give you the
deserve that.
truth than the news give it to you.
Nah, facts. And I appreciate that because
You
I had
understand
no
what I'm
idea
saying?
what it was. Right.
Listen, you know what it was, right? When the news came through, the news got a little twisted. They said it happened in Texas. So I was like, Texas? That didn't really sit with me well. I'm like, wait a minute, what was he doing out there? So I'm up like 2 something in the morning. The spirit hit me, right? So something said, Google this man name, B. Right? I Googled his name, and all the news reports came up, and I found out my brother got killed right out here in Long Island on the Indian reservation, bro.
Indian reservation.
Yeah, he on the Shannocock Indian reservation in Long Island, because Aya was like half Indian. So,
But
but the tribe, the Indian reservation he was on, he wasn't a part of that tribe. But when he took me to the Hamptons, it was granddad and grandma and all of them. They lived on the Indian reservation, but another one, you know what I'm saying? So,
right.
I'm not saying like, I'm not speculating, but I
It'd
knew
be conflict at those times.
yeah, he
You know,
wasn't somewhere that he didn't know. You feel me?
but he was official. He was official. An Indian. He going. All right.
Yeah, like he was Indian. His granddad and them. I remember when I did an Indian ceremony with them. Casa was there. This was back in the days. We smoking the peace pipe, my nigga. No homo. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We all,
With
but
the
this was
peyote,
before
right?
COVID. People wasn't thinking about herpes, none of that. Everybody, you got like 30 people in one room passing this Indian pipe. Everybody had to take a hit, B. Word.
That was their tradition.
Bro. Yeah, that was their family tradition.
Tradition,
but it was like a ceremony, you know what I'm saying?
Ceremony of the spirits.
That's
like
real.
Drinking, you know what I mean? Like we do our shade with the alcohol, but everybody gotta hit that hookah, that peyote.
Yeah, everybody gotta hit the same one though. The same one, B. Niggas spitting on B. If you think about it now that it's COVID, you like, yeah.
Right.
Oh no, my nigga. Hey, Grace, I'm surprised you got through it there because you don't play that.
Nah, not at all.
I was like, dude, matter of fact, yo, I think I
in his pocket. Yo, you sure?
I think I fake did it. Yo, we talk about
that's how you gotta do it though.
I think I fake did it. I went.
You gotta smoke through your hand. You can't put your mouth on
I think I put my hand over it like this.
Yeah, that's how you gotta do it. Okay?
Yo, I passed that joint off fast, B.
But
was it weed in there? Was it weed in there?
Honestly, I don't know what herb was in there. I know the joint was smoking, and that's all I know.
That
if they got it,
the joint was smoking. That's all I know.
Yeah, they know how to plan it and all.
Yo, hey, that's fire that you was able to partake in that right there, bro.
Yo, the stories they was telling me, some of his Indian people, some stories that'll spook you out. But I was sitting amongst people that actually did the Indian ceremonies where they set up a whole thing for the ancestors. They set up the food and all that, right? I mean, all type of stuff that they like, right?
Right.
So they turn off all the lights.
Yeah.
And they start playing the drums. They bringing the ancestors there. They say, yo, out the corner of the room, you see them coming from the other side. Sparks look like this.
The shadow people.
Yeah. They coming in the room, right?
Yeah.
So now you in the dark, right? And you see silhouettes of people moving, dancing, like moving. They telling me this, right? They dancing. You could see silhouettes, like little lights of shit moving.
Yeah.
Yo, he said when they turn on the lights, all the food be messed up. Everything be messed up all over the place, my nigga. I said, what? I was sitting there like this.
Rick James,
Word.
fuck
Nah,
yeah.
they just
started
got
getting
finished
scared.
celebrating that recently, eh?
Yo,
The Night of the Dead. They just
Yeah,
got
what
finished
you gonna
celebrating that
say,
across the world.
You
Yo,
just been
bro.
Yo,
blessed
that's
by the spirits. What you gonna say? The food off? Nigga, you should hate it.
Nah. That wasn't for the people there to touch.
It was for
That
the
was for
spirits.
them.
Oh, okay.
You couldn't even
So
eat that. That wasn't for like the regular people there. That was for just them, the offerings.
spirits.
Oh,
That's
Yeah,
the
the
office. Like I
offerings.
say, like how y'all pour out drinks, like how we used to pour out for our homies, our dead
Yeah.
homies.
yeah.
That's like you'll have
Like
the
the
original
real ritual.
funerals, right? The
Mhm.
original funerals, cuzzo, they
Mhm.
used to have it back in the 1800s, right?
Mhm.
They have food that they had a body in your living room. There
Mhm.
wasn't funeral homes. They would have the body in the house.
Oh, right.
Sitting
Fact.
up, right, bro?
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
they'll have food set around, and you'll sit down and break bread with your family member for the last time,
Yeah,
like the
that's why.
last supper.
That's why in the Orisha religion too, or not
Right.
even in the religion, they say it's good before you eat to like make a plate for the person that's not there. You know,
Amen.
like you
I've
make a
Amen.
heard
plate
that
for your
before.
brother.
I've
You
heard
know,
that before.
That's why we have
just make a little
recessions.
plate.
That's why we have
You know what I mean?
recessions now. You notice after we bury our family member, we have the food, and we sit
Yeah.
there and we break bread and we eat. That's the
Yeah.
recession.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
Mhm.
like that
Right.
culture is following through. But back in the days, the European culture, this shit was morbid. They would put the food on the body.
That's a
Everybody eat
fact.
the food off
That's
the
a
body.
fact. They
Oh
show that
wow.
in like Game of Thrones. They
Yeah.
show that in a
Yes,
lot
sir.
of their movies. That's a fact.
Yeah.
They did that.
You see
Yeah,
how
they had
we
that.
classified
Yeah.
we classified it much, you know.
Yeah, that's a
Cleaned it
fact.
up a lot.
And,
Cleaned it up a lot.
hey, when
Yeah,
you was
bro.
talking about that, that's ill because on my father's side, I have Cherokee Indian, and on my mother's
Yes,
side is Geechee Indian. So like when you
right.
talk,
Geechee.
Yeah,
you
my
able to-
family is Geechee
oh
Indian.
that's fire right there.
Because my
That's
mom's is from, not to
yes.
cut you off, my mom's is from
Yeah.
South Carolina,
I was gonna
Right.
say the
That's
Carolinas.
Coosaw
that's our
Island.
family too,
Coosaw
man.
Island.
Huh?
Coosaw
Mhm.
That's
Island.
fire. Yeah.
We might be cousins, bro. We got the same
Nah,
nose.
facts.
Yeah.
We all from the same tribe. We all from the same
Yo.
tribe.
You see how it happened with me and Ty?
Yeah.
Yo, we all from the same tribe, just like how we talking and we all in 4 different dynamics of the video realm. You feel me?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Like just exactly how they had us placed. Like me and Bam didn't even know we was cousins. You know what I mean? Yeah, we share a lot of
Until
kindred
when?
stuff.
That was
Until
ill.
when?
The ancestors arrived.
Uh-huh.
Ooh. The
That was
ancestors
ill.
arrived. The
That
light
was ill.
fell. You peep that?
They put you together like, yeah, you don't understand. You're in the wrong
Nah, the
direction.
lighting over here is better.
Yeah, the lighting over there is better. And you got the shadow behind you.
You feel me? That's my cousin. I love, bro.
Yo.
Man, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And we all know each other, so it's like once we get a chance to build like this as black men, this
The
shit
kinetic
is fire,
energy,
right?
like D Banger was saying, that kinetic energy.
No, that's a fact.
There we
Nah,
go,
that's-
man. There we
Nah,
go.
that's an
And we was
absolute
just
fact.
talking about we
Like,
gotta
don't
get
start
up
us
and
up.
come
Don't
down
start
there.
us up.
Oh, it's lit.
No, we started
It's
it.
lit.
Started
We need
it.
to do
That's
this on
what
a
it was
daily
about.
basis too. You know what I mean?
Yo, I ain't gonna lie though, man. My joint on 20%. I don't want to get dropped out the joint, but I know at a certain point I'm gonna have to throw my joint on the charger. I was a little unprepared tonight because I'm not in
Don't
my
worry
own
about that.
circumference,
Charge
my own
it.
space.
We
Right, right.
You know what I'm
appreciate
saying?
the energy, Grace. You already know what it is, bro.
But listen, I got so excited when you sent me the link. I was like, oh, they're on. Oh, they're
You
on.
too. You know I was happening. I had to
I'm
make
at
sure
Casa,
this shit was
Casa crib.
no doubt. Tell
You know
Casa
what I'm
what's up,
saying?
bro. Salute to the king. How you
Casa
doing, man?
crib.
You already
Casa
know.
said what's
Loyal
up
to
to
the
everybody too. He said what's up to
soil. Loyal to
everybody.
the soil. Tell him I don't call him Casa. I call him loyal to the soil. You feel me?
Yo, he said he call you loyal to the soil. I got
Right.
Ty Wiz, Bam, and then D Banger and me. They said loyal to the soil. They said
You
what's
already
up.
know.
You heard? Yeah.
Always.
Casa gonna chime in one night, but he on his extra relaxed
Yeah,
mode.
Nah, he need to chill right now. He been doing a lot of cameo appearances. You know what I
I
mean?
know
Supporting
he been
everybody
on
else.
internet.
So
What
showing that
Casa
he's a
said we
team
serving?
player.
We serving pies, positive internet energy.
Always.
I love the
That's
acronym.
Casa
That's
shit.
always
And I'm
we'll
glad he
take a
said that
pie.
shit on Queen Flip too, because nobody can't steal that shit now.
Mm-hmm.
facts.
Know what I mean?
Facts. It's publicated.
Nigga,
You know
Queen
what I mean?
Flip was like, that's hot. Yeah, nigga, you would have stole
Hey,
it.
Blizzard.
You would have stole it if he didn't say it online.
So, hey, Blizzard, I got a couple of joints loaded up, man. We need to redo these songs
You hear
and
that?
get these things.
Let's get it done.
Come on,
Yo,
ready to work.
I'm free. I'm free with a capital F.
Nah, facts. We about to link up because me and Cuzzo got to sit and build a couple of tracks.
Yo, what I asked
T,
you, Lord,
He
I
said
asked
we
you,
got
I
it.
said,
I
yo,
was
when you
just
going
saying,
back
I
over
said when
there,
I'm coming back down there so we can all get up and build.
see?
Facts,
I just
facts.
told
That's why I was
y'all,
about to do my invite for Thomas as well. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
fam, you know.
I'm gonna bring Casa down there with us
Cuzzo,
too.
you already know. He
I'm gonna
told
bring
me,
Nah,
Casa
facts.
down.
You know,
no, I'm letting
we're
him
about to
know. He
form like
looking
Voltron.
like he'll hear us.
I'm gonna bring Casa down and put down one of them legendary verses. Know what I
Oh,
mean?
nah, no doubt.
Casa always
Yeah.
invited. He know that blind motherfucker.
Yeah, he know he always invited, but you know, I gotta be dragging him
He
there.
got the
I'll drag
vision,
him
though.
over there.
Yeah.
Nah,
We need
definitely.
to do a like a remembrance song, like how we did for Borg. We
Yeah.
need to do a joint, like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, definitely.
I mean, if y'all want to, I'm just saying, I ain't saying what we need
Nah,
to do.
definitely.
I'm
know
just
the
saying,
energy
like,
is
it's that time, you know?
You know what I
the
ran through
energy.
yesterday? Go ahead, Cuzzo.
Gorilla. I'm sorry, go ahead, Ty. You already.
Nah. I don't mean to interject. You go, Cuzzo. I ain't hear you in a minute. You know what I
No,
mean?
I was
Talk,
just
please.
letting him know. He know the energy, so it's there. Like he said, we done lost so many, man.
Man.
And we go through it on a daily. So
Nah,
to let
facts.
them know that we still feel for them, and that ain't nothing. You see how we started off.
I mean, it's only right. I feel at the timing and everything. I mean, look what we talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We gotta direct that energy into something mean.
Nah, facts.
We gotta use it.
Cause I be hype one night. I was hitting that nigga right 10 minutes after I left. Yo, send me some beats.
Yeah.
10 minutes after I left.
Yo, Ashe is the song. That's my thought process. Let's do a song called Ashe.
Yeah, that's
You know
gonna
what I
be
mean?
mean.
And we'll do the libation. We'll mention
Yeah,
our
at the beginning.
representative, all the elders, all our legends that we lost, all our family members, all the people from our community, all the
Yeah, that shit
historians
gonna be
throughout
mean.
history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then Ashe.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
put it all together right now.
Yeah, like on some drum, on
Yo,
some
that nigga-
ancestral
Give
drum
all
shit.
the life shit to that.
On some
Yeah,
ancestral drum shit.
Ashe.
Uh-huh.
The video, it'll
Yeah,
be like
that's
this,
some
but
mean shit.
we pouring onto the camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to go,
Have the
shit.
drummers.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's gonna come together.
Nah, facts, bro.
It's definitely gonna come together. That's the easy part, right?
Together right now.
Easy part.
That's the easy part, man. But yeah, man.
The word the easy part stay there.
You know, but
Cause
you
what's
know.
up with Pops?
Yeah,
Anything good with
he
Pops?
full of shit. If it's anybody, he hit me today and I missed his call, but I was asleep. You know, but he probably was just gonna tell me a lie.
No doubt.
Yo, brothers, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna jump off for like 5 minutes, charge this joint, and I'm gonna jump back in.
Handle your
I'm gonna
business.
take a little intermission
thing,
so
bro.
the joint won't cut off on y'all abruptly.
Handle your business.
I'd rather leave with grace.
I ain't great, no pun intended.
I'll see y'all in a few minutes.
We appreciate you, bro.
All right.
All right.
Peace.
Yeah, Cuzzo, what you over there building? Because we know you making a masterpiece right now.
Nah, that's y'all, man. I'm over here. I'm trying. I got some debt.
Show us that artwork that you got over there. All those the little praises and artworks that you got. You get to bring out the guitar, you know, because I was over there one day and we just chilling, and I started to spit over a beat that he was playing, right? So then I played him. Then I played him the album. Then once he heard the album, he heard the song. The nigga just started like, nah, song. Bring that thing. Hold up, bring that thing.
Every song.
Yo, that nigga played.
You got footage of that? I need some footage of that. I know you was recording.
He played every beat.
Word.
Every beat. Until he caught the tune, the note, and everything. He said every beat. And this
right. So that
catching him before the first verse. Before the first verse and the hook is over. Cuzzo got it. I know what it is.
Oh, that's fire.
Every joint.
That's
Thank
fire.
you, brother.
To the point we sat there and listened to the whole goddamn album.
album.
Oh,
Yo,
that's what's up.
fully focused. Like it
Yo,
was
your
awesome
ear is
too.
bananas. Yo, your
It's
ear,
Thank
that's
you.
bananas, bro.
beyond
Thank you,
bananas.
family.
I was
I
like, yo,
appreciate y'all.
Cuzzo, I said, yo,
You know,
Cuzzo, that shit right
yeah,
there.
his lyrical integrity was on point. You know what I mean? It was matching the beats, and it was like,
Yeah.
I'm
That's
like,
the
yo,
landlord.
who produced
I
this? Who
appreciate it.
mixed this? Who's that
Yeah.
rhyming? Like, you know, that's when you know you got a listener. You know,
Yeah, that's a
like
fact.
even when
That's
you
the
do music,
landlord.
that good sportsmanship, it really,
Yeah.
it gotta
Yeah.
resonate like that. You
That's
know what I mean? You
it.
can't
That's
sit there and
it.
go like,
It belong together. You just
yeah, that was
listen and
fire.
you're like, oh, that shit crazy. We was making magic
I had
for
the
a
guitar.
minute.
I was up running
Yeah.
like, what, Harlem Hendrix? I said, you woke up Harlem Hendrix,
That
big man,
nigga
about to
done made
roll
him
two
brought out a
joints
couple
and
of
get some
guitars.
drinks.
He wasn't playing.
That's what's
And it
up.
Because
wasn't
remember,
any.
I was in my zone, cuz you know what I mean? That's why I said sometimes as a creator, you gotta snap out of that shit. It ain't all about you all the time. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's what limits you. You know?
Yeah. Today we was on our issue was sometimes, you know, if a person could take kindness for weakness, if you was ever in a situation and you thought somebody took kindness for your kindness for a weakness, or maybe in a situation where you was loyal to a fault to yourself.
Well, in between that time though, Land. So
I'm
did
just
you?
readjusting the whole situation so we know what's going on. If y'all
Yeah.
see,
So I
y'all
was.
see me get the big meat eyes, or the little meat eyes, the Terrys. Don't get mad at me.
Yeah, I was saying in between that time while Cuzzo had slid off, I was getting ready to ask you, did you were you gonna elaborate on the taking kindness for weakness? Like
Well, that's just that all goes in together because you see how even when he chimed in, he let you know how at some points, even when he's being loyal, he feel like they're taking his kindness for weakness.
right.
So it kind of plays into the same subject matter because it's being loyal is like sometimes somebody taking your kindness for a weakness. Like I
Right.
know this
So
nigga gonna hold. I know he's gonna hold up. I know he ain't gonna tell. I know he gonna hold this. I know that even if he mad, he can hold win. I know whatever the case may be, he's gonna hold it in. It's gonna
right.
be a situation that he's gonna handle.
Right.
And it's cool to be somebody who can be the one that can handle all those situations and you know not really be affected and you could take them in. But is it fair? At what point is it you just really taking my kindness for a weakness, or you just you holding my loyalty against me? Like you know I'm gonna be loyal.
Yeah.
You know what the
All,
situation is.
well, I mean, me personally, if you talking about in the street sense, like
No,
that's
never
like
in the street sense, because in the street sense, we don't look at it like it's not a question if you're gonna be loyal in the street sense. You gain you in something, you in something. That's
that's a
how it
fact.
is. There's no question if you loyal. It is what it is. I'm in it.
That's a fact. Right.
I'm loyal to it. If it's not, I'm not loyal to anybody. I'm loyal to the streets. That's what niggas don't understand. You loyal to a code. You loyal to a movement, because you can't say you loyal to the ones that you participate with. Because at some moments, like we all said, it's moments where loyalty is not really like a
Your
question.
volume dropped.
Who volume drop?
Your volume dropped. Is it just my phone or
Nah, it might be you. Did my volume drop?
Yeah.
It dropped to you, Banger?
You hear him less T?
No,
Nah,
I
your
can hear you.
your volume changed.
Yeah, I noticed, but what the fuck is
Yeah,
the
but
difference? I had a phone call, I dropped that call.
Oh,
That person was at the door. But ever since then, I never got back to regular volume. I'm just trying to make
my
sure.
volume still low? My volume still low?
Yeah, I don't want to put on no headphones either.
Not on my side. You good on my side.
My joint the same way, Banger? Because I don't want to spike now. Like,
Yeah, you good on
Is it
my
the way I
side.
can? Hold on, I'm gonna leave and come back.
you good? You remember where I was at? I can't hear you. You on mute.
I was getting into something else when I had started that off. I was basically getting ready to ask you to elaborate on a personal situation just in general.
On a
But yeah,
personal
I
situation, just
remember
in general, or what?
with the topic that
I
with-
did
with
elaborate
the
on a
topic.
personal situation. I just made it seem like it was something married, this, that, and the third. I made up a story, but that's the personal
No, I got
situation.
you.
You being loyal to somebody
No,
that you, for whatever reason it may be.
right.
That's
So
that's
the
just
good,
more the loyalness and the kindness for weakness. I will
yeah,
not fold. I didn't
yeah,
say no names.
yeah. The good thing about it is that when A was breaking his situation down,
Hmm.
he was that's how we were also able to broaden it and get to the other parts as well. And then and then also when you had said at what point is the loyalty a burden, because that's on so many different levels, like
Because
you
that's
said.
me saying, at what point is it a burden? Like, at what point is it you just being selfish, or both of y'all just being selfish, or you just not taking nobody else? Who are you being loyal to?
Right.
Because you could call yourself being loyal to the child, and then that's I would think where your loyalty lies, or you can call yourself being loyal to the child's mother.
Right.
Hmm.
No, I
So
got you.
is where do your loyalty lies? But then of course it's gonna lie with the mother, because that's who you was in a relationship with, probably.
Right.
Right? I agree. I'll chime in. You can hear me good, fellas?
Yeah, you great. You great.
All right,
You
awesome.
can
I
hear
hear
us?
y'all much better too. I think it was a reset of that algorithm. You know what I
All
mean?
right. All right.
Once it
Got it.
reset, I guess it put me on mute mode, you know.
Uh-huh.
But to chime in on that last note, I think the loyalty as far as black men and fatherhood,
What happened? He
like
fell out
even
now?
a European male or Asian male, y'all can hear me good?
He probably
You
fell
can hear
out
me
for a
good?
second. He fell his here. He'd be right back in. Ain't nothing.
Nah,
There you
no
go,
doubt.
right there. You heard? No, I
Yeah,
said
no
he
doubt.
probably fell out for a second. He'd be right back in. Ain't nothing.
No doubt it was a latency. I peep it.
Yeah, they just trying to fuck with our algorithm, like you said already. They
Right.
understand.
So I'm gonna make sure I avoid certain words and phrases. You feel me?
Them brothers is too deep into it, and they not
Yeah, I'm about
violent.
to make sure I clean it up too, as far as my
Mhm.
phrasing too. I don't want it to be one dimensional, you know.
Understandable. You ain't wrong.
But I think the fatherhood, like I think that was my biggest thing when I was going through the process with my kids and communication. They
Mhm.
were young. I had to go through my baby moms in order to communicate with the kids. So that relationship have to be solid. Feel
Mhm.
me? I can't be calling, disrespecting her and talking and
Mhm.
calling her all types of
Yeah.
B's and expect to have her answer the phone and deal with that trauma. You feel me?
Mhm.
So it was a level of development to where if you're going through all that trauma, you want to make sure that you're filtering it the right way. You feel me?
Mhm.
Like you don't want to
Understandable.
just arrive with that built up energy. You know, that's
Mhm.
when that actor's skill kind of kick in for you as a father. You know what I mean? Because you want to get the main movie, which is the child. You want to be
Mhm.
able to communicate with your child. So you might have to put on that face and play that role, that personality role with the young lady at that moment in order to move forward.
Nah, that
She's
ain't
just
point.
right. She's just the person that answers the phone and hang it up.
But at what point?
At that,
At what point does that become a burden to you?
right. Only if she's not able to pick up the phone and answer at those points in times, and me being due diligent as a good father and not disrespecting her during those transitions, and making
So,
sure that I call at times that I'm not violating her time, her right, or her relationship.
mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
The TRR, I call it. Time, rights, and relationship. As long as I don't violate that shit and I'm not disrespectful,
Mhm.
you know, like you should always pick up, because they'll say that's the stigma. We don't check in. We don't want to call. I want to speak to my daughter and son before I go to sleep. I
Mhm.
want to speak to them when I wake up in the morning,
Mhm.
and I want to see how their day is going around 6 to 7 o'clock.
Mhm.
Feel me? That's all I need as a father during the transition of me to fulfill spiritually.
Mhm.
You know, if I'm not physically able to be there, I want to be able to be vicariously a part of their day and let them know I'm still supportive and thinking about them, even if I'm not physically there, you know?
Mhm.
And sometimes women don't want to block that stigma. Just got to follow through. You know, sometimes the kid don't want to be bothered.
Okay. Now,
You know,
my
when dad
question would
called,
be,
I'm in the middle of playing PS, You know what I mean?
Do you ever be put in, you know, her understanding that that's the relationship that you have to go through? You have to walk around eggshells, basically.
Basically, you
So
really do.
what happens when she's just in fuck you mode, or I don't care, or
I'm happy you said that. That was a good one. And
'cause
my
that
analogy,
becomes the now, was your kindness taken for weakness, or was your loyalty
you know,
to a default? Because now you
Mm-mm.
still
now all those things are valid too, but at
Mhm.
the same time, when you a veteran, that's why I like the way you displayed it. It was like, yo, you walking on eggshells, right? So when you think about a war veteran, you don't know if it's C4 out there on the floor. You don't know if that shit is one of them landmines you step on if you move.
Yeah,
You feel me?
exactly.
So it's like that in a relationship too. But we know this plane that we walking on is a war field.
Yeah,
It's a battlefield. You know what I mean?
indeed.
So you're gonna have to expect those different things. You're gonna have to work through those obstacles. Sometimes you're gonna have to be aggressive. Sometimes you're gonna have to be passive. You
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
and delicate too. You know, you moving
Yo,
a certain way in an environment will activate something that's there that the ally or the enemy set up.
He been activated. His be your old therapist. His be your old therapist been activated.
yo,
No, absolutely.
one thing I wanted to
Hmm.
chime in and say, man, is that I'll keep it 100, man.
Yes, sir.
Oh, one thing,
Yeah, you caught that shit good. Reflexes.
yeah, yo,
I
bro.
thought he was just
Yo,
One
if that
thing
was a dude, they would have got knocked out. Put it that way.
Yo, bro, one thing I despise, bro, I'll
Mhm.
keep it 100. Like
Right.
I despise the like the whole hold up. How when it comes to me as a father,
Right.
and right now at this point at 46, I'll say a black man in America, right? So
Right.
like, and wanting to be a father to my children and be in their life. Like I
Right.
really despise the mentality that certain females have when it's like, okay, this is my child now. I guess it's now because in the process of conceiving the child, everything is good. The
Right.
pregnancy, you know, can be rocky, but after the birth, it's like my child, this and this, that, and the third. So then it's like that. It's like a role reversal. How in relationships, I've noticed personal
Right.
experience, like they can be a role reversal. So like it's like a role reversal that happens, and like the female feels as though like they have automatic rights to the child and just
That's true.
totally disavows you as a father. Then
Facts.
then you face with the situation, okay, do I go to the courts to handle this? Then if you go to the courts to handle this,
niggas
then
don't
it's
go to
a
no
whole,
court.
well, I don't know about niggas, brother, but at the end of the day,
Brothers
though, this
don't go to
all,
no
I,
court.
I
nah,
went
they
and I'm
all
going.
plenty of brothers that
I
then went to
went and
I
I'm
court. I
just
going.
didn't go
been
to court.
trained. You've been
I
trained.
went to
That's not
court,
right.
and it's
I'm
Yeah,
good.
I
just
went
saying.
and I'm going. You're right on
All right.
point. I mean, that's the right way to
I'm
go
not
about
saying
it.
you was wrong. I'm just saying I'm just been trained. I ain't caught.
Nah,
That
let them.
sounds
Let
wrong.
them. Nah,
No,
but
but
at this
finish.
point, as
I'm
far as
sorry.
black men, that's what we got to stop that stigma. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
right now, they.
I
You
still
know what I
nah,
mean?
think about court. I wouldn't take it that far with them. Like I said, I would rather do what you said, kiss ass to the max. Not saying it like you said
Who,
it like
me?
that. Yeah, but not saying
Nah,
it like that.
nah.
Because
What I'm saying is, sometimes I talk that way to her to get in her draws,
sometimes,
right? So why can't I talk that way to her to get to my child?
yeah.
but
You
my
feel me?
whole thing,
That's her.
my,
I
All
had to
right,
figure out her perspective. So
understandable.
I'm gonna throw another jewel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Another young lady, right? She's a European young lady. She's a feminist.
Mm-hmm.
This is what make you a man. You gotta be a womanologist. You gotta know more about a woman than a woman. I know when your cycle about to hit before you do, bitch. Pardon me. You know what I mean? Like that's what make you a man. You know what I mean? a woman to be like, what? That nigga knew my cycles, but that shit hit. I don't even know my cycle. Some women are like that. You feel me? So when you're a womanologist, that's what make you a masculine male that understand his clientele.
All right. Okay.
That's a rhyming couplet, right? You know what I mean?
Right. I got you.
So at that point, it's like you're trying to break down and get back to one. You and that young lady have to be at one in order to share the chromosomes, like Bro T was talking about. So now you're trying to alleviate my chromosome after the child is gone and make it seem like we wasn't together, you know, at that point to create this individual. Now you're saying this individual belong only to you, but it need the X and the Y chromosome in order to make that child.
Nah, yeah, that's totally disavowed. Not even to cut you off, but like that's totally disavowed at a certain point. Like basically, I carried this child for 9 months, so this child belonged to me. I'm laying the ground laws, and that's gonna be that. It's gonna be my way or the highway up in here. How you gonna handle it? Now, when you talking about the aspect of like kissing ass and you know doing whatever needs to be done, like I understand that concept, but why is it that as a black man and as a father that wants to be in his child's life, why do I even have to succumb to that? Like that's a feminization. That's a feminization of the black man.
That's the feminine movement.
Yo, bro, that is a concept.
That's part of the feminist movement.
Like in my opinion, that's a concept.
The word is called emasculating. It's emasculating. It take away your masculinity. It emasculates you. It make you feel less than the man.
Which is a feminization of the black man. Which it's all the same thing. It derives from emasculation, and then it evolves into a feminization of the black man.
It's just like the other counterpart of that is like what we've been doing with hip hop.
Okay.
Like how we always defend the women in the videos and different things like that, right? So that is called chauvinism, right? When you're being nice to the young lady and when you're disrespecting her, the other additive of that is, well, you're chauvinistic.
Yeah, those are all like, but at the end of the day, like if you go, like in my opinion, like if you go into that lane, that's just like, that's just like Europe. That's basically like European minded manipulation because
that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
The information is already out there as far as like how they had the meeting prior to the 90s and they had a whole basically like a whole master plan. They had
this movement, where my ladies at, all my ladies in the house, all that, you know, it's been a feminist movement for a long time. And it's all good, you know?
I say they trying to make us, like you said, timid. Like you can't be allowed as a male anymore, as a black male. You're dangerous. As soon as you get louder, you have to be timid. But now the women, they kind of reverse the roles. Now they the loud ones. They the ones walking around barking and They the actions and now we got to be the.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Lamb, because that's what I'm seeing. Like, that's what I'm seeing through TikTok as an example. Like with the videos and the comments that a lot of females are making. Like there's this topic that they have going on right there, like this theme or whatever, as far as like black men hating black women, and there's really men out there, like in the world. Like via TikTok, that's like agreeing with this type of shit, my nigga. Like, and that shit is like absurd to me because I'm like, my nigga, like you, like, in all in my opinion, being my own therapist.
Go ahead, man.
I'm going, brother. So at the end of the day, I'm breaking it down. So let me break it down. I'm breaking it down. So at the end of the day, I'm like, so how is it that psychologically you're agreeing with this concept of black men? And then also it's a general, you know, we're being generalized basically. And then there's females that's really jacking that shit. Yeah, they do hate black women and they mad at them and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, yo, like what the, and then that explains how you were just speaking of how now females out there within our communities, they out there and it's been like a switch basically where they wilding, wilding on each other and black men basically. You know what I'm saying? Us for the most part, like, and that's it's something. Yeah, that's a different type of energy right there, and that's an energy that you've always heard more of the mumbles of the angry black man syndrome. More, I ain't really got. This is different. Like the black men hating black women, like that's like absurd.
To make a joke out of it, my man Weber say, we want our strip clubs back. We want our Hennessy back. So the women, they taking up all the Hennessy, and now they the ones in the lead in the strip club throwing all the goddamn dollars. Niggas ain't even in the front no more.
Yeah, and what I was saying,
I think Dr. Sebi nailed it. I don't mean to interject. Dr. Sebi and Laila Africa nailed it because it was the feminization of a nation. You feel me? And that was a masculine perspective to where too much estrogen is being delivered as far as the male testosterone, right? And people diet in mind, and then it's too much estrogen in the female's perspective. You understand? That's where it's supposed to be. Once it's switched, and you got estrogen and mad men, and you got testosterone and mad women, you're gonna get what we got in society right now. You got a mixed breed culture, sexual gender type of mashup, the same shit that happened with the revolutionary racist culture. You know what I mean? Where everybody wants to be integrated. Once we start to get integrated, that's when the shit got fucked up.
Then everybody screaming about one
African culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that part. Like as far as like the integration, like I believe that we should have definitely stay separate. Like on
that's
our
exactly what's happening.
On our Black Wall Street shit. Like we should have definitely had our own communities and locked our own communities down. There's Jewish communities right now. They ain't got no police. They don't have nothing. Like they control their whole environment. Whatever police they have is they police, but they control their whole environment.
So culture.
It's definitely culture related. So at the end of the day, it's like okay,
culture. I said culture. I'm sorry, culture.
I said it's definitely culture related. Yeah, it's all definitely.
No, I said culture. Culture, like Jewish culture.
Oh, kosher.
To support what you were saying, because the Jews got their own kosher military. Just like Israel got their own military and army. Everybody got that, but the black people, because there's no black land. Where's black land?
That's a fact.
Right? That's Africa.
They on it. Well, we here in Africa. Like this is, you know what I mean? Like basically, you do the whole science.
Geographical.
Like Like we've traveled. You know what I mean? We've traveled everywhere. This was our land. Like this is our land. At the end of the day, and it's like basically once everyone like just think about the Louisiana Purchase. Like what happened to that? Like that's our land right now. Like you get what I'm saying? Like it's
look at Louisiana right now. What's happening on the turf? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like back to it's
right. Same shit like in Chicago.
Facts.
Right. So they trying to evacuate us from there after we developed the blueprint, just like how they did the Rosewood and Black Wall Street. You feel me?
Facts.
Once you build it, they burn it down.
That's a fact. I mean, yeah.
Man. Yo, I'm feeling that shirt.
Take the blueprint and then what happened, cousin? I'm sorry.
No, y'all good. I just was saying I'm feeling that shirt. 8 minutes and 16 seconds. Explain that. What's that?
8 minutes and 46 seconds.
That's the amount of time that was on. That's the amount of time the actual police officer was on George Floyd's neck.
Yeah, that was the original time that they had posted basically. So this was at a time when last year I had come home in December. The pandemic hit. The incidents with the murder of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd and all of that was going on. So then that's when I started the t-shirts. Started with the t-shirts in racism, basically justice for all, right? And then the 8 minutes and 46 seconds, justice for all.
Okay.
And then it evolved into the, with the hoodies, 8 minutes and 46 seconds, hashtag we all have pain. Because at the end of the day, we all have pain, basically, so yeah, so that's where it came from. So the hoodies are out now. The Instagram is Teased by Reliable. That's the plug right there. And we also have the pink hoodies, ready now. End racism pink hoodies with the bows, for the cancer.
Casa would have loved that if he'd have heard that.
Cancer awareness.
Casa would have loved that because he started that pink movement. I got the joint today too. I don't mean to show it all messed up. I got the blessed the cloth mask, my man D Gritty joint, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, D Gritty, I saw him. That's a fact.
I'm sorry, I'm not showing
fire.
the joint right.
That's
fire.
I got
the fire street mask.
That's a fact. I saw the jumpsuits that he had and everything. Yeah, that's a fire.
That's the little couple joints. He got the bless. He got the say less.
Oh, okay. Say. Oh, that's fire.
Yeah, he got the say less joint.
Yeah, that's fire.
I'm sorry, y'all see I'm crazy. That's the bro. You gotta show support.
Nah, facts.
I hear you cooking up something right there, on point. They don't know how you do.
I don't know if y'all can hear it. I can't hear it. But...
He said, y'all know if y'all can hear it. We can hear it. We definitely can hear it. It's gonna be a live session right now too. We're gonna make D Banger spit too, because D Banger got some rage in him today. How your day going? Yeah. Come on. How your day going? D Banger. How your day going? I quit my day job, y'all. What's going on, man? You good, Banger? You good, Cuzzo?
You hear that?
Yeah, we hear that. You good?
Yeah.
When you want the floor, you just take over the floor, Banger. You good?
I'm chilling, bro. I'm over here. I'm relaxed mode for the next couple of days. I'm in meditation. You know what I mean? Like my whole vibe right now, I'm just in meditation. Like what we talk about. That's why it's so refreshing to have us talk about these different dynamics too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, bro, see, I'm coming from a different level. I'm not agreeing with nobody. You know what I mean? The whole system. The whole system is compromised. I'm on some 1960s Black Panther shit. Like that's my energy. You know what I mean? Like, and I had to come at the situation.
Back strong with that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had to.
You got to connect. You got to connect the pause. You know how
You already know.
You know how he come to the table.
So I want to make sure it's bipartisan because as we move forward with the movement, we're gonna need male and female on board. It can't just be a masculine male movement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, indeed.
That's the shit that they fucked up on the European side of the shit. Because when we go back in history, it was at a point to where slaves, right, were just emancipated, but then they had rights to vote before women did. Slave women and white women. This is what gave birth to the feminist movement. You understand?
Okay, I'm listening.
So even if you was a free woman, whether you were black or white, and those white women supported the slave masters the whole time. You feel me? So after they supported them all that time as a good investor, and everybody got emancipated, they don't get the vote either. That's when they got shammed. You feel me? They start the feminist movement that's brought the African American and the European woman on board. You feel me? At that point, that's when it changed. You know what I mean?
I hear you. He's switching his surroundings so much. Where he went? My man had a mean song about some slave shit. I remember. I was asking my bro about that today too. He brought that in
And
perspective. That shit was crazy. How we all still slaves, man.
yeah, Willie Lynch. We'll go to that point. That's the other narrative right there
Yeah.
with the Willie Lynch. You know, to elaborate where we were before I left. You know,
Yo, bro. Yeah, it's bananas. We just went into a whole nother realm, which is great. But at the end of the day, though, when I was up north, I was sitting in the DMV office. I started the job. It was 6 months into my bed, and they passed that pay scale around, and I saw them pennies on there. I looked around that room and I said to them niggas, I said, "What is this? Who getting paid?" I said, "This is how much we get paid up in here." Hey, yo, bro, like, I'll keep it all the way 100, man. Like, when I saw that, man, that really like woke me up on some next level ish, man. I was
right,
really,
Had you feeling like life? You felt like Claude in life?
right,
nah,
right. You get a chance to. Nah, it's more like you realize that times didn't change much.
nah. Basically, what it was for me is I realized that I had fucked up. That's what I had realized. I knew that before I had got up there. I knew that before I had got there. But when I saw that shit, that's when I was like, nigga,
I could have
you want
told
to
you
fuck?
that shit since the suit in the room.
I'm saying once you were in prison, we already made a decision that got us there. You feel me?
I'll bring a little humor to
The
the real
chain game.
side.
So
He's saying that's when I got hooked to that perspective that shit was real. Once I got locked up and I started to have to work and I seen I got pennies back on the dollar, then I looked at that shit like, nah, this shit is real. So
I mean,
just
I
imagine.
looked at, yo, the whole spectrum, the whole ideal of it, man. It's kind of like, when Meek said in Black America, Young Black America, like, them niggas told you to hustle, them niggas told you them niggas don't love you, like them niggas lied to you type shit, right? So it was like as far as the slavery aspect, and just like, I grew up in Westchester County, like, so I know I know about racism, like the stuff that a lot of people, or a lot of, what I'm saying, a lot of dudes that I'm close with, the stuff that they may know about from afar, like, I know about that shit firsthand. You get what I'm saying? So, like, being there and seeing how niggas would violate somebody black first before they would violate one of them crackers that would take them in the back room and beat them to death. Like, that was like bananas. And then, like, the whole, you know what I'm saying? Like, the pay scale, all of that, it was like, it was like being unplugged from the matrix on another level, basically. Like, because knew it was real and everything, but then I'm breaking down, how is it that niggas that I know and been in and out of this shit? Like, how is it that niggas didn't really, like, been on some, this is some gangster shit? I'm like, yo, this shit is really twisted. Like, this shit is really bananas. And when you take it from in there to the streets, to the music, it's like being buried under levels, yo. It's like how they talk about Hiram Rabiff, and you know what I'm saying, how they knocked him upside the head basically and took, the shit is bananas, man. The shit is just bananas, man. And it's like, dudes talk about, like, niggas will really talk about being slaves still, but like, that shit is really real. Like, this shit is really not a game. Like, the people, like, when they was protest, like, when you, like, I sat and watched that episode, I believe it was 2020, when they showed what happened with Breonna Taylor. Yo, that, like, really crushed, like, really broke my heart, bro. And it's like, when you think about the different parts of America that we're in, and then how we feel that pain from there, and then we see the pictures of the people that lived there and what was taking place, and we in 2020. This happened in the 60s, like, and it's everything is continuously been going on.
What happened in that nigga phone? He was jumping and diving anyway into it, so I think he'll be right back anyway. How was your day though, Cuzzo?
So good. Everything was good, man. I appreciate you, for the invite.
Always appreciate you, you know. How's everything going with life?
So far, everything is good, man. My mental hygiene is, where it needs to be. I'm on point, doing what I need to do.
You're talking about the acting still, so you still, finishing up that thing you was doing. How's that coming out?
So far, so good. Just got some of the footage done. A couple of other things need to be done. Still working on some of the music. I need you on the score for sure.
You got the hand back, so now you can actually get back into it, or fully, or is the hand still injured?
Nah, it's still fucked up. You know what I mean? It's almost there. Shit's snapping. Harlem Hendrix is out of business right now. A couple of fingers broke up. You know what I mean? As usual, but it's part of the process. I'm still mentally active though.
What about the day job? I don't know if you want to get into what you do in a day sometimes, what pioneer you assist or whatever, I don't know how far you want to dig into it, but how your daytime goes.
Up to you know what I mean?
It's on you, good brother. You can introduce yourself correctly. Because we so much family. You just came on here and the introduction was good, family. So you can introduce yourself and let the people know exactly who you are. I apologize for that.
Too much, bro.
You do as much as you need.
Respect the people born genius. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
Sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Musician from Harlem. I'll leave it at that for now.
Enough said. I ain't gonna paint too much until you see it. I understand the process. I'm here with you.
I can't talk too much about certain things yet.
There's no need to talk. I hear you. I'm just saying, introduce yourself the way you felt good. I felt my introduction was a little off, so I let you,
Nah, it's all good. You know what I mean? I'm here in support of you. You know what I mean? So you give me the information. I'm gonna tap in. That's what family do.
How you doing, Banger? We sorry. We know we lost you in the mix. Your phone was jumping in and out. What's going on? You back?
Yeah, I'm back over here, man. I was
Yes, sir. Salute.
You could definitely finish up what you was getting into. I don't want to hold you up. Because I know you was into it deep. You fucked up the connection and all that. You fuck around, smacked the router.
That's what I was getting ready to get into though, because I was just sitting here and it just went dark. So I was like, okay, so that was my cue to reroute the whole situation. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I had to leave
the room to come back and get more volume. You know what I mean?
No, that's a fact. No, that's a fact. So it's all good. This is my interest. People of the world.
And once we start talking about certain things, the algorithm is gonna knock us off.
Yeah.
No, that's a fact.
It's the energy. You can't build but so much, man. You can't try to get to that pinnacle. You get all the way up to that top, man. Nah, y'all trying to change something. I don't care what you believe you're gonna change. You're gonna change something. Somebody gonna sit home and they're gonna feel some type of way, and it's gonna change their mood, and that right there is gonna be the sign.
Right, that's the inspiration.
Yeah,
keep building.
It's already happened.
Definitely.
What's the concept for tonight?
The concept was people taking your kindness for weakness and basically, huh?
Huh?
No, I thought you said something. I'm sorry.
No, I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, and when your loyalty is at when is your loyalty at a default basically? Like when would you say I've been too loyal to this situation for the wrong reason? And the best way was to put it was in a situation where they bring up a couple of situations with child mothers. you know, sometimes who are you being loyal to? So
Oh, the
you
word
pretty.
that I was looking for before was entitlement. Pardon me, Land. It was
You
the
good.
entitlement that I despised. As
Mm-hmm.
far as, you know, the entitlement that certain females have as the mother, you know, and then that basically, I believe that causes, or that tends to cause, the role reversal in the situation, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and it's like, oh, you know, just let me just be peaceful, you know, just so I can get to my seed, basically, you
Yeah.
know, and so I've definitely been in that position, but then it's like, when is it? Very rarely, not very rarely, but rarely, you know, have I heard of the situation being reversed. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it happens though. You know, it happens, but you know, and then, you know, and yeah, man, that was just something that I had to just get off my chest at that point. Like, I despise that entitlement part, man, because I'm like, you know, like, our child is our child, man. There's no reason why you have total dominance and every decision that you make is totally correct. And then when I come in and say or interject or have anything that, you know, no, that's not the way it's going to happen. But who says it should be that way, though? Like, you know, so it's those type of things. And then you want to stay respectful, you know, you want to stay respectful and you want to keep the harmony and do all of that. But then when do they have to keep the harmony and be respectful?
They
You
have to
know,
do
at
the
what
same
point do
thing.
they check themselves? And then that
They
role,
have to.
then we go into the different levels of what's transpiring within society right now. That's been within the four walls. You know what I mean? Still existing within the culture, but that now it's transited into the street. You know what I mean? Now it's out. Now it's
Mm-hmm.
out in the open. You know what I mean? Because like I had just mentioned on TikTok, black men hating black women and those type of things. Like, that's all energy that's being perpetuated and being put out. And then we have generations out here. Now, if you really, you know what I mean, like, the older generation, you know, isn't the same as it was, isn't staying the same, basically. Like, you know what I mean? We're losing
Mm-hmm.
our older generation, basically. Is like, you know what I mean?
Our
So it's
older
like,
generation, or you mean our old ways?
okay, so yeah, in that sense, thank you for that, Land. So basically, in that sense as well, yeah, like our old ways. So it's like, with our old ways,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. You
Meaning
know,
the way they used
and
to go about
the,
things. I would say I would chime and be funny, being like how we used to look. Women used to be nurturing. We used to look for them to take care of the household, to kind of keep us in order. They were kind of the instructors, and you were just the provider. You went out there, you made sure everything was good. You made the money. You came home, you made sure everything was great. Kind of like the same role you still play as a man, but it's just reverse. Kind of some in some senses, like that's not really the role that they. It's which I would say feminist. If we say that's a woman's role nowadays.
right. Well, not even that part. I was talking about specifically, but just as far as like the little bit of culture that we have left as a people, you know what I mean? Like, there was, and then to add on to what you said, like, well, you know what I mean? In a sense, is just as far as like our older generation, like, you know, our great grandparents, our grandparents, you know, and then that respect level, you know, you know, basically, like, it's just bananas, man. You know, the it's like, as far as the youth right now, it's like a fatherless generation. You know, when we, you know, when we look outside, you know what I mean. And then the ones that are in the position to be able to, you know, step in and do something, they not even doing it. You know,
How is your
so,
relationship right now with your little man?
yo, my little man and I, we good, man. I miss him daily. I miss him so much more than he even knows, probably. You
Are
know,
you
but we
probably
good as far as, go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. I would say, are you probably in a position where you saying right now you feel like that's the topic that you're going through, like kind of like she's entitled, or she feels like she's in charge of the situation, more of you. Well,
Nah, well,
and
you
more.
know,
I
at
said
one
that
point in
more.
me, prior to me coming home, and then in the beginning of me being home, you know what I mean? I felt like that. You know what I mean? But I realized that that was more me putting my hands into it, so to speak. You know what I mean? Because you know, when I basically remove myself from it, it's like when I keep my hands out of something, everything just flows. So you ask me how everything is with he and I, you know, we have our communication. He knows that he could call me whenever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like as long as he's good, I had to get to the point to know that I'm good. Like to the point that when he prior to him just leaving, you know, he's like not verbatim, but he's like, yeah, Dad, you know, I'll probably come stay with you. You know, I'll come live with you when I'm like 11, Dad. You know, so when he said that in my mind, I'm like, okay, he ain't no different than you. Like he has his plan. So don't, you know what I mean? Don't intervene in that plan. Now you have to plan with his plan. If he's saying 11, he 9 now. That's 2 more years, Negro. You got to be ready because he's already made that up in his mind.
Yeah.
So so then I had to put everything else to the side. It ain't even because there isn't even an issue. You know what I mean? She's happy, he's happy. You know what I mean? So it's like in my mind, he's good when he knows that she's good, kind of thing. So as long as she's good, you know, everything is good. My whole perception just wound up changing, you know, and it's like I'm happy. I'm happy that she's happy, you know, and I'm happy that he's happy with her and that he has a plan and he wants to be with me. You know what I mean? So it's okay that everything didn't go the way I had imagined. Basically, it's okay now. You know what I mean? I'm just grateful for what we have. You know what I mean? That everyone is happy and the family is moving. Is moving. You know what I mean? We're progressing. You know what I mean? So
everybody else
I
being
had to
happy
just,
makes you happy.
well, no, I'm happy. I'm happy as far as how everything is just basically running smoothly. It's not going and it has not gone exactly the way that I wanted or intended it for it to go. But at the same time, we're running smoothly. Everything is on a smooth sail. Bless is good. He's happy. His mother's good. She's happy. I'm good. I'm happy. You know, I would be happier if he was with me. But when that time comes, then we'll get to that part basically.
Can I interject real quick, bro?
You good?
Did you take a different approach this time versus a different time?
Oh, most definitely, bro. Because okay, my fault. Like the other part of your question, my fault.
Now
Go
you
ahead.
get what I was talking about earlier. Now you understand, or now you understand what I was talking about earlier. Sometimes you got to compromise your integrity in order to get to the main goal.
That's
The
a
ultimate
fact. And
objective
then
is to be with your child. So sometimes
that's a fact.
I'm like, you know me, I'm an uber aggressive dude sometimes. And you don't want to show that to your child either. And that's when they turn around and be like, look what your dad did. Look what your dad sent me. Like, this was the text message. They'll do that shit. We don't do that on the male perspective. We won't show, we won't be like, yo, fuck that bitch. We won't do that in front of our child. You understand? Male or female child.
Well, not me personally.
Not me. I ain't got no time for that
Me
shit.
either. But they'll turn around and show that weird, disrespectful post that we might send them just because we haven't seen our child. You understand? So you start to see how it turns from checkers to chess. We playing checkers,
Yeah,
they
and it's
playing
all
chess.
and it's
And our
always
Now
been
I'm gonna
chess
be devil's
from the
advocate.
beginning.
Now I'm gonna play devil advocate. At all of the times where we playing like checkers and chess, right? And we're playing our moves based on somebody else's moves. So we're basically playing defense, right? Now, in all of these years that we're playing defense, like you just
100%.
stated, I'm gonna give him to 11, right? 2 years, right? Now, in perspective, I can't even use that because I don't want to use that for an example, putting no or saying it into no or putting no, but just saying we give them that time, right? And then with that, in that time, it creates something that now I can't break you out of.
Right. because they got too much time around her manipulation of what we were just talking about.
So now did
Well,
all of that time that you thought that everything was happy and everything was cool, did that really affect me in the long run, or does it help me, or did it help me? Because now if I'm affected by this too much and I turn into this and now I'm not productive, now it's because I was around her.
all right. Well, basically, like on a personal note, right? So I would say in essence, like the problem or the situation had already been started. I played a part in the problem. I wasn't even here for a period of time.
I
I'm
agree.
in and out of, you know what I'm saying? I went away on the bed. So at the end of the day, I left him out here. I said this, like I left him in the world by himself. Yeah, his
Yeah.
mother was here, but as far as I go, like I left him out here by himself. So
So
I
that's
had
all right.
already I had to deal with that time frame
Yeah,
and
that's part of your
everything,
growth.
be accountable.
Right.
I
Right.
had
That's part of your growth.
I had
You have to
deal
agree
with
with the
that.
reality of what you did. And I respect that highly. You know what I mean? And that's part of the growth.
I had to deal with that time in that time frame. I had to be accountable for my actions and everything. So whenever a situation comes up, I first always go to me. Like, okay, well, and then that now helps me to add on to what the brother had asked me before as far as doing things differently. That's why I'm able to do things differently now. Because now I G check myself. Like, well, damn, nigga, like you wasn't here. I'm not being too hard on myself because I've done that also. But now I'm G checking myself. Like, well, damn, son, first of all, before you flip, you have to go back to the origination of the problem.
Okay.
Boom. Okay, so now that I've done that, part, now we're going to directly address the issue. So what's up?
Yes.
He coming over here? Like prior
Yes, sir.
to my kook that I mentioned last episode that happened in January, part of that trigger was the call. Like, oh, a situation happened, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, okay, well, how soon can he get here? That's why I then told you when I'm in the ambulance, I'm like, where's my son? Where's
Right.
Bryce?
Checking the
Because
temperature.
in my brain,
That's the last thing I heard.
in my brain, I had already snapped. I had snapped before the call. So then the call really had me go over the deep end.
Over
and then
you was
now
livid.
I'm really
Livid.
now I'm off to the races in my brain. So now when I went through my whole manic mode and tweaked out, got that out of me. Now I'm in the ambulance. Like, where's Bless? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I still didn't fully come all the way down. But as far as like, okay, the 2 years and when he gets here, I've been able to micromanage. I've been able to micromanage in that time frame of me being home. Now, anything that the concerns that I've had and anything that gets too out of control in that time frame, I had to look at it as land. Like I'll have to deal with that when we get to it. But I won't put my hands in it as far as feeling as though something is there that's not there as of yet. That's what I had to get control of. So it's like I've never been in this situation before, bro. So it's like I'm learning as I'm going as far as the distance part and having
Taking
to
it
deal
step
with it
by
that
step.
way. Yeah, because if he was local, how I had intended and wanted, regardless, even if it was like
Then I
Jersey, like right over the bridge, then it would be different. He would be more readily accessible. The situation and whatever it is would be. But now when a situation occurs, it's like not only can I not react the way that I used to, I really can't. Because then anxiety wise, I'm not even able to get there to be hands on. So then now really have me on some frustrated ish. And then you know what I mean? And then everything really takes over. You know what I mean? It like becomes like it becomes like a whole tumbling deck of cards. You know what I'm saying? So it's like being my own therapist. You know what I'm saying? I've had to I've had to work on myself and then micromanage the situation at the same time. And then as far as the preparation, now I'm like I said before, now I'm like, okay, well, Negro, like emotionally, as far as anything else goes, you have to put all that to the side because now you have to prepare for him regardless, because then it can't be, oh well, this and that shouldn't have happened because now he's here. So it's like, okay, well, what you gonna do now? And that's how I'm looking at everything now. You know what I mean? You know, if I was going on for a minute, I went in. So it's like, as long as that
Nah, that was dope, bro. It was very
makes
vulnerable.
sense, like,
It was very vulnerable of you, and that was dope because you're getting a chance to get therapy on. You know what I mean? And it's amongst brothers and peers who are going through similar situations. So it's refreshing. You know what I mean? When we get a chance to reflect, because
he's literally my lifeline, bro. Like he's literally my lifeline, bro. Outside of God breathing air into me every day, you know what I'm saying? That I rise, like
I relate.
he's really my lifeline, bro. Like both my grandmothers died 3 days apart the year he was born, bro. Like he was in his mother's womb. I was in jail. He was in his mother's womb. Both my grandmothers passed 3 days apart. So like I know what God knew all that was gonna happen before it even happened. So it's like, and had he not been here, if he was not here, regardless of where he is on the planet, like I know that he's safe and I know he's with his mom. Like, you understand? Like, but if he just, bro, like, so it's like I'm not even able, being my own therapist, bro. Like, I'm not even able to really like focus on the situation at certain points, because when I do, I know that's a trigger for me, bro. Like, it's literally, it's, bro, there's times that I want to talk to him. There's times that I want to call him and talk to him. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't, or I don't, because of my mood or whatever. I don't want him to tell me something that's happening and then that be a trigger and I go, bro, I'll go off, and I don't want that side to come out, bro. So it's like, I don't even, so that's why I look at everything, that's why I see everything differently. You know what I'm saying? In a different perspective. Like, I respect the single moms on a whole nother level. The dad, the father role, the mother. Like, I just look at the whole just differently now. You know what I mean? Like, I just see it differently now, bro. You know what I mean? Just as far as love is concerned. And it's like, man, it's in God's hands. As long as I do what I'm supposed to do as a man and as a father, and show, you know what I'm saying? My hands are out of it, bro. And I do my best to focus on being a better man individually, so that way I can be a better man and a better father in his life. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like that's basically all I can say about that part of it, bro.
Like I told you before, we done had this conversation. I messed up with one because I kind of went through the angry stage, and I was just growing up with my first one. So when me and her mother went through whatever situation, I kind of created a wall or whatever, and because I knew how much it would hurt me. I got a couple more attempts after that, and I've been successful. I've been doing what I'm supposed to do, but I can't still get over the first one that you make the mistake on. But you gotta come to terms with you playing on a field that's not fair. Like, and I can't get mad at those that I can't get mad at the mothers, because they be emotional a lot of times. So it's not even about the child. It's from a different perspective, and they can't think that far, or maybe they not trying to think that far. So I don't really fault them.
They can.
I really don't fault them. I think about like this, and I'm gonna be honest. In my mind, I'm crazy. I'm not gonna say like, but in my mind, I'm crazy. Like, shit happens, shit get me mad.
I'm about to say, me too.
Shit been solved, it been fixed, and it was women. When that shit go on in their mind, they can't handle that. You see how we might have just all said we go through it and we can handle it, and it's not an issue. They can't. So when that hit them, that's a different a different reaction that's going to be seen, because you never know. It is no I won't do, or I'm not gonna. It's no line that they won't cross. So you're just dealing with the different species. That's one that we have to ask God about when we get up there and we holler at the big guy.
One of the most dangerous species on the planet, not even in a bad way.
And with
Like
the
the worst
most
enemy
control.
you could have, I believe, is a female. I believe
the
the worst
work-
enemy that you could have is a female. She could get you in a way that a man won't even think about. Like
Mm-hmm.
she'll trick you into giving you some more pussy and have you manipulated in the mind that everything is good, and then you'll be dead.
And get
Like
you
that
killed.
kind of like
And get you killed. You
quick
saying
and
it nice
easy,
and get you
and
killed.
won't
And really, because
and
you
won't
tried to play me, nigga. You thought you was gonna be with this, that,
you
and don't even know the
you
story.
broke my heart. You broke my heart just like my daddy did or whoever else did, and it's over for you now. You out of here and be on to the next nigga and won't lose a minute's sleep.
It's a thin line. So you, like we said, we have to become your own therapist, because you'll be facing those walls with a lot of bars in front of you. You fall victim to those games. So
That's true.
that's a
My word is mental hygiene, right?
And the flip, yeah,
What about other
because
hygiene?
I add on to the mental hygiene and just the mental side of it, the men
Mhm.
that are the savages that we know about. Like
Mhm.
those are the savages that have planted the seeds and done all that. And then when we individuals such as come across certain females, you understand what I'm saying? The
Yes,
savages,
sir.
them
They
niggas,
already
them
Yes, they
niggas
make
is
us look
savages.
bad.
Mhm.
They make us look
Make
bad, and we
us
the fucking we
well,
get tore up because of what they did.
what well, okay,
But
so like
like
That
A
I'll
was
makes
look
sense.
saying
me
earlier,
personally,
but like A was saying earlier, I don't mean to cut you off, but good
yeah,
guys
yeah,
finish last.
Thank you.
yeah,
They
okay.
always talk
Like
about how they scarred them, but that's the nigga they looking for the rest of their life. The nigga who
Facts.
scarred them.
right, so
Facts.
that's a
Facts.
fact. Taking kindness for weakness, good guys
So,
finish last. Now, as far as like me, like I
like
ain't got
brothers like
no
us, we end up. I don't mean to interject. Brothers like us, we end up on this live
Mhm.
talking to each other
Uh-huh.
about torment, right?
Mhm.
And the only reason why I say this is such a good therapeutic thing, because this is what they do, fellas.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, yo, my baby father did this and that. They got 3 of them motherfuckers over here scheming on this one person.
Mhm.
You know that saying, 2 minds is better than 1, right?
right.
Imagine 3.
Mhm.
We got 3 right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anybody that's viewing this, they'll be like, I'm going through the same thing. I reflect what each one of these brothers is talking about.
Uh-huh.
They all have the right integrity, because we are just really speaking our conviction for the love of our children. You know what I mean? So we coming from 3 different perspectives and 3 different approaches, but we all have the same goal.
Right.
You understand? That's to be the best father that we could be, because that's who we were sent here on this planet to do.
That's definitely part of the plan.
That
What I was
resonated.
saying to do.
So at that point, I'll step back. So
No,
the
you
other
good,
part
cuz,
of
that
it,
was great. This little rugrat came in here trying to take over. That's the only reason I turned off my mic. He don't
nah, it's all good.
he don't
It's all
respect
good.
my
You
studio.
know I know the deal. You know what I mean? But I just want to communicate, but at a good time where it makes sense. You know what I mean? I'm not. I really want to just hear what other people say, because that it helps more than you talking sometimes. Just listening sometime and just hearing somebody go through the same shit that you thought was so alienated. I thought I was the only person going through these psychoses. I feel like I was going through mania. I feel like me having these
Yo,
obsessive
bro.
thoughts to where I love my kids so much, it was making me so aggressive. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right.
and
No,
you reflecting that and being vulnerable, I respect that, brother. I need to hear that, bro. So I respect that,
Yo,
bro.
I appreciate you as well being able to just come on the platform and expressing yourself as well, because that's the whole purpose of being your own therapist. Like, you know,
Brother,
so like
yeah.
within my circle, within my circle, is very few of my bros that know, you know, D Bangers bipolar, quote unquote. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? But then
right.
the closest ones to me that I've broken it down with,
Oh,
they understand because they
right.
understand like certain characteristics that I tell
Not
them
just
about
you,
that I
bro.
display or have, they go through as well. Now,
Thank you.
they may not have had that. They may not have had that exact clinical definition that I have, diagnosis rather. They may not have went into the hospital, dealt with the medication that I dealt with, but at the same
Right.
time, they feel that they like, hold up, man. Like, hey, I deal with the same thing. Like, so that's that's the add-on to what you were talking about, feeling
Yes, I respect that.
alienated. I felt
I
like that
respect
forever
that.
and a day. Like your man and them,
Right.
like they didn't make that like the new fad in the hip hop community dealing
Let
with
me.
mental health. My niggas, my
Right,
people,
bro.
my circle, we've been dealing with mental health,
I'm gonna tell you the
especially when
funny.
it came.
My fault. I didn't mean to take you. Cut you off. I'm gonna tell you the funny
Yeah,
shit that is about you. Talking about that, right? He know Pops just hooked us all up. Now Pops got seizures. He go through little episodes and all that. Any a war vet and all that. But he'll tick tick boom at any point. At
Right.
any point, that nigga black the hell out, and you be like, "What the
Right.
hell is going on?" And he got a knife in his hand. He trying to take something out. He
That's the
he
PTSD,
bipolar. He
post-traumatic
PTSD.
stress
He all of
disorder.
that and all of that, right?
word.
So man, yeah, all of that in one pot
Everybody.
mixed up.
That's what we talking about
That's
tonight.
why I'm telling.
PTSD.
Listen, so that's what I'm telling you. So
Everything.
me and him
It
Yeah,
walking
don't have to
down,
deal
yeah,
with war. It
and
don't
he
have to
going,
deal
yeah,
with war.
he trying to figure out what happened with his last episode. Now you good, he trying to figure out what happened with his last episode. So he like, yeah, I blacked out, and I don't know, da 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 da. So I got a little bit of information, and I'm telling him, right. So then he like, yeah. So now I'm thinking about, damn, Mars had to deal with a lot with fucking with you, nigga. You don't never know. You black out any minute. You swing it off. Shit used to be wild. She got to hold you in a cage. Now I'm just being funny with the nigga. I'm like, but just imagine somebody who goes through the same thing that you go through, because you passed that shit off. But I had to learn how to control it all through life.
Genetic.
So I can't show none of that shit that you bug out with all you getting. None of that shit. I learned how to control it.
Right, King.
and that's what now this is the illest thing. The illest thing, it's like that's what I learned about my circle. And I learned that's the reason like this goes into that taking kindness for weakness thing.
Yes.
That's how I learned my circle. Me being raised in the suburbs, and my mom being in prison, my father being in the house and everything. As far as the streets went, like the streets was my playground basically. So I would go from up the hill, down the hill to play with my homies in the projects. That's where the park was. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like I didn't know the difference. I didn't see a difference in where I lived up the hill and where they was living down the hill. I didn't see a difference in the conditions of how we lived or anything. But all through my journey of traveling in the streets, like how they say real recognize real kind of thing, it's always been the realest ones. Like I'm talking about the niggas that got to the bag, the niggas that was the shooters, the killers. Like it's always been them that have embraced me. It's always been them type of dudes. And then like really embrace me close. So then when I would build with them, and like we talking about the symptoms and the breakdown, that's when we get to talking, and I'm like, hold up, this whole thing. And that's when I start to really see, like the parallels and everything. And that goes to what you said about imagine me going through something and having to hold it in all my life. Like, you know
No,
what
I
I'm
was
saying?
saying that to
Because
let you
being
know we
able
all
to,
got a bit of crazy in us.
no,
I'm
that's a
crazy
fact.
too, nigga.
So
Just learns how to
that
control it
this is,
sometimes.
and I've been around a bunch of crazy individuals as well that have mastered it as well.
I
You get what
understand.
I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It's a way to channel it. It's a way to channel it.
Don't be trying to dry snitch on this goddamn joint saying I'm no man, I'm no killer. You're only my kind, only the killers. Let's try to. No, I'm just. That nigga one of them niggas. I sat around him. I gave him hugs. I'm telling you, they raised me, man. That nigga just told you. I was just fucking around.
Oh man, yeah, man.
Nah,
You
yeah,
got
but
that.
I told you I can channel it in sometimes. Sometimes that shit just spill. I use it as humor. But yeah, I'm
Yeah,
crazy too.
man.
We all got a touch of that
Yeah,
shit.
man.
Bro, we have to
Yeah,
realize
man.
this as if we're other cultures, right?
Mhm.
We can't just look at it as black men, right? Other cultures deal with the
Right.
same psychosis,
Mhm.
right? They deal with the same marital problems that we're talking about.
Fact.
Can't exclude ourselves, like we were just talking about. Like I feel alienated, but
Yeah.
even as ethnicity, you can't feel alienated because people on other ethnicities going through the same shit,
Yeah.
No, that's what I've
I agree.
learned through all walks of
right,
life.
bro?
So I definitely agree with
Motherfucking
you.
green
I
niggas is
definitely
in the
agree with
sky
you.
going through the same shit.
That's why I respect. That's why I respect. I don't mean to interject. I respect what we're doing right now because we could start doing this on like a weekly basis, and this is
Yeah.
something that we could have other ethnicity chime in. Everybody give they,
Yeah.
reference of
That's
what
the
we
whole
all going
purpose.
through, and that's like how you said, bro. I really think that is like the leading factor. Be your own therapist.
Mm-hmm. Because
That's the purpose
end
of
of the
the
day,
platform, bro. That's why we
who's gonna be
appreciate
sitting
you.
there with? Who gonna have to focus? Who
And
gonna have to figure
today,
that out?
and today, now that I really understand the concept of today, my conclusion is this, right? So you see, I started with my delicate approach, right?
Uh-oh.
This is my aggressive approach. This is the shit I've been doing. I've been meditating on, like, and I'll pass on to all my brothers.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Today's concept is well, tonight rather,
Taking kindness for
Taking
weakness.
kindness for weakness.
right? So we've been very kind. We already took that first principle I approach with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at this point,
Right.
how Pac said it, yo, first day, you be like, yo, I'm chilling, I'm here. Second day, they like, yo, we got hors d'oeuvres in the other corner, right?
Mm-hmm.
After that, they more like, yo, we ain't eat in 3 days. We're about to knock the door down.
Mm-hmm.
It turned into a rage. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The next day, they
Fact.
kicking the door down because they hungry, right? Same thing as far as spiritual wealth, as far as us being fathers, right? The next step is the legality, right? So since we all have ends on the chromosomes, we have parental rights as fathers. We do have laws, just like how the good old boys is sticking up for the gun laws and the First Amendment and the Second Amendment. We have an amendment too. It's a father's amendment.
Okay.
You heard that?
I
You
hear
heard
it
how my
now.
voice echoed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All right, then. When we look up the amendment for fathers and the preservation, chromosome preservation, right? We type in, we writing.
He
Once we
said
look
if you
that
try
shit
to
up,
get it down, you get it down.
right? Because the women have the same shit too. They have the 13th and 11th Amendment. You know, that's the amendment to right to vote, and the one that they pushing right now with the birth. You understand? For abortions.
Okay.
So these are the
Right.
revolutions that we need to tap into as men united. It's constitutions that support what we're doing. And that's how we're gonna kill them with kindness.
I get
Taking
what
my
you're
kindness
saying.
for weakness, but now we're gonna kill you with kindness. That's my conclusion.
Okay.
You know what I
I
mean?
agree.
Did that make
I
sense?
definitely agree.
Indeed.
It makes
I'm
total
with
sense.
y'all. I'm with y'all. So now we're gonna look up our rights,
Mm-hmm.
figure out what we could do. We use a little bit of currency we build. We get these people. I ain't with snitching,
What's
but
your
that ain't
snitching
what
on?
we doing. You know what I mean?
No.
Right now we're using our constitutional rights to do what we need to do as men. Our children, they need that. They will respect us for actually taking this time out to figure out a loophole in what was created.
Because it definitely
And
was
so,
created.
Right.
And I
What
say
was
they was just
created.
somebody
You
fighting
nailed
for
it,
them.
bro. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
When we
leave
were
y'all with another case that happened recently, right? Remember the young lady that was missing the last couple of days?
Who?
where was she from?
She was from East Orange, New Jersey. African American young lady. I ain't
Heard
gonna say
something
the
about
name.
it.
I ain't gonna say the name, but don't say the name because it'll block us from posting
Don't
this
worry about
live.
it.
No, I'm not.
But y'all know the
Yeah.
case I'm talking about, right?
Okay.
So now she left because her mother wasn't doing good by her.
Mm.
They don't say nothing about her father being in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
See, after a while, the children in the Bible, they say out the mouths of babes.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, they realize these women ain't moving right, and they're gonna start rejecting them,
Mm-hmm.
and they're gonna start
That's
using
what
the
I.
law.
They do, yeah.
That's what I was going.
Yo, they
Go
I
ahead,
gonna put, they
Chris. I'm
been
gonna
using
shut
these
the fuck
laws.
up and have my drink. You know what I mean? But
They been using the laws. I
I
understand. what
love
you're
y'all.
saying.
You know what I mean? I could say that because we really just had an epiphany just now,
Mm-hmm.
and I respect that shit.
That's real. They
The word
definitely.
for tonight is serenity. When you surrender to do things like this, even though you might not really want to,
Mhm.
and it might make you vulnerable when you're sharing shit, and
Mhm.
somebody could load that up and it's a bullet and shoot you down with.
Mhm.
But we use that shit tonight as men to empower ourselves.
Indeed.
So I
No, that's
appreciate
a
y'all
fact.
for
I appreciate you.
allowing this to
Appreciate
happen.
you too.
Yes,
That's
sir.
a fact.
Amen.
Being our
Salute,
own
King.
therapist.
You already
Yes.
know. You already know.
No.
On that note, man, that was a strong finish, man. On that note, what we getting into after this, man? What we getting into? What the night look like?
You know we gotta do some music, B. We
We
gotta get some
definitely
music
do.
because that's the second part of the therapy. Therapy deals with physical, mental, psychological.
Mhm.
You gotta go through the different processes. We're a whole being.
Indeed. Then you said, do I want to write this? Do I want to be this vulnerable? Do I want to
Yeah,
let
if you
anybody?
want
Do I
to lift
want to?
these weights,
I
if you
gotta put
want
these shades
to,
on.
sit and meditate with no sound around you, 528 hertz frequency, like human
You
DNA
speaking the
frequency,
language for
like
you.
right? You gotta
You
this is that
speaking it.
shit now because
Mhm.
right now when we turn around, we actually get the reward we want. If I
Mhm.
talk to you about that, Cuzzo, it's like
Yeah.
every reward. Once I got that shit, you
Mhm.
got to know how to handle it. So
Fact.
the whole time you got to be practicing on, and that's a good analogy for our children.
Mhm.
So once we have our children, we want to have our environment nice. We want to have it nice and clean, the
Mhm.
bleach going. You know what I mean? Like you want to have the things to have the currency to where I don't have to go to work and spend 8 hours away from them. I could just sit with them all day.
Yeah.
Like I want to get to
And
these
really
points.
build energy.
You know what I mean? I'm not at that point.
Not come
But
to you when
this is
I'm
what
all
I'm
dead,
manifesting.
tired, aggravated, feeling stressed. I want to kick your ass out the way. Get the fuck out this room
Yeah,
right
that's
now,
part
man.
of the
Trying to
meditation
get me
and
something real
part of the
fast. I got to
therapy
work
too.
into the schedule. I don't
Right.
got them time for this. Nigga, mine ain't got no time to relax.
Thomas. So as we meditate, right? You see, we focus,
You said,
bro. We meditate, we focus on so much wrong that they did to us. We don't want to manifest that no more because after a while, it start recreating itself again.
mm-hmm.
Fact.
We start manifesting how we want to be for our children,
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
the universe start presenting opportunities for that shit to happen. I'm telling you.
It's happening
We
right.
gotta,
It's happening right now. Yeah.
yes, let's
Most
close our
definitely. I
eyes
definitely
and imagine
understand.
how we're supposed to be for our children,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we're gonna manifest.
That's a
Bless.
fact. That's the path.
Namaste. Right? Ashe, namaste. You see how they all got that A
Mm-hmm.
to it, right?
Right.
Nah,
My
say,
brothers, man. I appreciate y'all.
I love you, cuz so you already
Appreciate
know.
you too, bro.
I'm gonna love you more, bro.
It's
We're about to get to
impossible.
the music. I'm about to. Jay just pulled up. We're about to get these lyrics on.
Okay, you're about to get a real session
Track.
popping right now.
Yeah, we're about to go.
Oh, I appreciate you. I don't want to hold you up too much. We're about to We're about to dial down. I'll holler at you in a second. And
Nah, definitely send me the links, man. I would like to build with y'all on a regular basis. We can get something going, man.
every Wednesday and every Wednesday and Saturday we on
All right.
Every Wednesday and
6 o'clock.
Saturday. Fact.
Every Wednesday and
Yes, sir.
Saturday.
6 p.m.
You already know.
Family. Much
Love you.
respect.
All right. Peace, bro.
Yeah, banger. How you feeling,
What's good,
man?
man? I'm
I
feeling
can't never
good, man.
complain,
You know, it
man.
helps being your own therapist, man. How about you?
You had a little you had a lot of channel rage today. I just had to laugh about that at the end. You know, I love it. You know, I'm an asshole, so I love it. I'll look at the whole. I'll look at the whole show. I love the movie.
Yeah,
I let my nigga go through
yeah,
the
I
whole
know.
movie. After, take that breath, and now we can laugh about it. Yeah, man, that
Yeah, bro.
subject seemed like it hit you in too many different, ways at first. You had to figure out how to handle that bitch and jab and keep it.
Yeah,
Once you got your jab going, you was like, all right, man, let me
yeah,
channel it right, man, because this is a little heavy. And you came out at
yeah,
first,
bro.
you didn't
Like,
want to explain it. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
bro. Like, it's deep. Nah, I'm just saying. I was just basically agreeing with you, bro. Like, it's just deep, man. When those buttons get pressed, I know you get a kick out of that. You know
No,
what
it
I'm
ain't. I get a
saying?
kick out of that.
Not in a bad way,
But me and
in a
you, we
good
had a
way, because we.
conversation, and I said it, and I made it even easier before. I said just with stepkids, I said, because we getting these, I got stepkids, so you getting these kids
Right, me
lives, and they
too.
become your kids. So at some point, you and the
Fact,
female might go through whatever. You don't want them to be pulling this, that, and the third, or at one point she get angry, that ain't your kid, or get my kids, and and all of that
fact,
shit, like it plays a part. So
fact.
you get angry. We human. We don't play that shit, bitch. Fuck is you talking? But so we already had the conversation, and we know how we feel about it. So when you brought it up and you got into it, I was just going, it's one of them days. I mean, it might have hit him. So I had to ask, what was going on.
Yeah,
That's all,
yeah.
check.
Everything is good, man. But that was the whole purpose, bro. Like we said, that was the whole purpose. You know
Indeed.
what I mean? To be able to have the platform, and whichever way it come out, as long as it come out, because at the end of the day, somebody
It's
somewhere,
therapeutic.
somebody somewhere will be able to get something. You know what I mean? So it's like, if it takes for me to have my, you know what I'm saying? Then
I
then
thought
then it's
that you
all
was
good.
getting frustrated, but I see now when I'm talking, you just got a lag. You hearing it late.
Nah, I hear you now. I
Yeah, you
wasn't
hear me
getting
after I
frustrated.
finish talking. No, you like sometimes it'll look like you get frustrated when somebody say something, but you got a lag, so it's coming to you late.
Oh yeah. Oh, because I had the stone face.
Yeah, like even though when I'm saying something now, you hearing it as when I'm finished, right?
Yeah, facts.
Indeed. So that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Every time you be like, it look like you got stuck in the middle. You like, well, I just heard this nigga. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's basically what's going on. But
End of
outside of
the
that, though, yeah,
end of the weekend. Nah, I wasn't gonna say that. You know me. You can bounce, bro. You can bounce off me, brother. Know what? I'm pretty
yeah.
easy
I'm
to
saying,
cover.
outside of that, that was another great one. You had your you know what I'm saying, your cousin
Yeah, y'all really
chime
took
in.
it
So
to
that,
other heights with the perspectives also. And, he
yeah, we
real
could,
into the physical form with it, but he really build, I enjoy
yeah,
it.
that's a
It's
fact.
like I said, it's a brotherhood, is a regular conversation with those that we always had these conversations with. Sometimes we just don't know that it be so open. A lot of times y'all always had the conversations with me, so y'all don't know we always feel the same way. But it's like, come on, we all got
Yeah,
the forum and we can have these conversations and
fact.
definitely let people know how we feel, because how I feel is important, how you feel is important, and it ain't right if we like why we got to go through it. Sometimes we can have our little meetings that we can have where we can feel like we having our brotherhood, but we ain't got to be discussing anything but how we feeling on what we going through throughout the day. Regular
Yeah, that's
regular
important.
noise.
No, that's a fact, man. And then it's important, to acknowledge the mental health, man. You know what I mean? The mental health wellness, and However, you know what I mean? Like you said, man, acknowledging how you feeling, man. It's okay. It's okay if you're not feeling all right about a situation or whatever. But at the end of the day, how you gonna handle it though? You know what I mean? Never allowing your emotions to override your intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Like always, you know what I mean? Just basically just staying focused and looking at the big picture. You know what I mean?
I say in reality, and it be a humor. I know right now that I have to be a great writer. I have to create these films because my son, he likes doing dumb shit and he likes acting. So the only way he can die and kill people the way this motherfucker want to is if I create a script and get him into letting him know that all this shit is play from the jump. So he don't end up in no goddamn cage for going out and trying to get no rep later on in his life because he just feel acting.
Yo.
It's
Yo,
just
that's fire that you in that position to be able to see that and just break that down how you just broke it down at the end of the day. That you get what I'm saying? Have him into the acting and have him already see the science behind the tell live vision. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Letting them
exactly.
know. Yeah.
You look, yeah, you could be the biggest Jason nigga. No, I'm looking at the Halloween. He looking at the trailer. I'm like, that's Halloween. It's Michael Myers, bro. That ain't like no sucker nigga. You ain't scared of Michael Myers? He gonna tell me Michael Myers, Jason, and Freddy, they all killers. Like he nigga, I'm cool with the kill. Like D Banger. I grew up around the killers, nigga. Them fuckers, they give me hugs, nigga. Niggas give me hugs, nigga. Freddy, no. Jason, no. Michael, that's my cousin, man.
Yo, that's bananas, yo.
Yeah,
Yo,
man.
that's
That's what I
bananas.
say.
He said Freddie,
It's just
Jason,
killers,
Michael,
daddy.
they all killers.
It's just killers, daddy. It's just killers, man.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't understand that? That's what they do. So I know where I got to put. I know where his attention got to go right away. I know
Yeah,
where I got to put him. Let him know that that's a whole science. Yeah, Jason and all of them was killers. Niggas, oh, they really don't exist. They
that's
was
a fact.
written. So once
That's
you
a
know that,
fact.
you can
That's
go
a
a little
fact.
further than they went.
Yeah, all of this is all of this. That was basically the more of the story. It was like, you know what I mean? All of this is movie land at the end of the day. Like, you know what I mean? That's basically the more of the story is finding out and just being grateful to be able to know and be able to let the other ones know. You know what I mean? The whole science of it from top to bottom, basically.
Indeed.
Like, you know, yeah, and just know the reality, you know what I mean, within all of this. You know what I mean? Within the fantasy and everything, just not polluting your, you know what I mean? Polluting your mind and your area, man. And that's what I
Falling
learned
victims
from.
of bullshit.
Yeah, falling victim to sucker shit, man. And that's what I learned from the hard way. You know what I mean? And that's where it helped being my own therapist along the journey to be able to make it out the other side. And that's what I realized I was doing in here all the time. Like, oh, you think too much. Well, that thinking is what saved my ass. That saved my life. You know what I'm saying? That's what really saved my life and got me out of some situations.
I feel you. Well, this is Landlord, man.
It's your man D Banger Thomas, people of the world.
This is another episode of Be Your Own Therapist. Don't be afraid to chime in and you know get something off your chest. Let us know how you feel, male or female. We don't care what the hell your gender is, how you feeling. Come in and express how your day was. Let us know what you're going through. I'm gonna let y'all see
That's
what
a
I go
fact.
through all the time because I'm transparent like that. And here you go with a little outro for y'all. And I appreciate everybody that's looking. Hold on. We got a guest coming back in. Hold on, let me see what my man.
Oh, we like
Guess
We
I'm
was,
late.
he was almost late. We was just giving our goodbye speech until you chimed in. How you feeling?
What's good, bro?
I can't
what's
never
up? What's
complain.
going on?
Can't complain. My fault, man. I was on the move.
Nah, ain't
I
never
was
your fault.
driving
How
when I
you
got
doing
there late.
today?
How did the show go?
I
Oh,
appreciate the
everything went
guests.
well.
I appreciate the energy always.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Had a
everything
good
went
one.
great.
yeah. I'm gonna go back and watch it.
Another day, another, you know.
That's what's up. When y'all gonna do the next one?
The next
What's
one
that?
is Wednesday,
Wednesday.
brother.
Oh, Wednesday.
Wednesday
Okay,
at
yeah, I'll
6.
be. I'll
Yeah,
be
Wednesday
free.
at 6.
Okay, I'll be free.
How you feel? You got anything to say about feeling anybody ever took your kindness for weakness, or feeling like your loyalty was burdened?
Niggas take your kindness for weakness every day. Tell you the truth.
This nigga
It
is
it
fat.
depends on the person, you know what I mean? It depends on your character. You know me, man. I'm more of how would I say? And I always been this way ever since I was a kid. Like I'm more of a even through school, I'm more of a passive person.
Mm-hmm.
But when I get mad, it's not a good. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, like those you don't want to
Because
see it.
it's not a yeah. I'm not. You know what I mean? Because I don't like being mad
Yeah.
or having somebody get me into that energy. So I try to avoid certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
So it all depends on the person's character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some niggas is they got a quick temper and something might happen, like you know what I mean, and it's always like, yo, this nigga try to you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And other people more of a, you know what I mean, I'm gonna let this slide, and you understand, and then when niggas pop off, so it all depends on the character, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And it works both ways. Sometimes you gotta let niggas know from the jump, don't play with me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you get respect, you know, you understand what I mean. And then certain times, like, you don't gotta go there all the time, because
But when we say get
it's
respect,
like,
what's respect?
yeah,
You say get respect.
yeah,
What's
that's all.
respect? You talking street terms. You get respect.
Yeah. So that's how it is, man. All depends on the character and then the situation. You know what I mean? Certain situations you gotta, like you always used to say this, Bam. Like certain situations you gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta make your voice loud.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? When the niggas start yelling, then you know what I mean. Then niggas
Mm-hmm.
wanna. So
Nigga think
that's how it is.
once you get loud, niggas, they start to listen.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah.
Nigga don't hear no quiet nigga in the room. Once you voicing your
That's true.
opinion silent, nigga don't hear that shit. You gotta
Yeah.
put some
Right.
authority in that. Nigga got to hear some command behind that shit. It ain't who
Yeah.
Make a nigga go who that is, nigga. Then introduce
Yeah.
yourself. The
Yeah.
fuck is going
And
on?
even in certain situation, right? Because sometimes somebody will say something to a nigga, and he don't do nothing right there, but then he go and think about it for like a couple, and then he went in the nod.
Mhm.
For me, if I don't say nothing, then you know what, all right.
I let it go. I let it
And
go.
if I say, yeah, you know what I mean. All right,
Mhm.
I ain't going. The next time, it ain't gonna be the same nigga. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
So, yeah.
Where you on your way to the house?
Nah.
You made that trip
I
yet?
was,
How's the moving going?
nah, I ain't. I'm leaving on Monday or tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you finish any of those videos? I put them on
Nah,
spot with
actually,
that, y'all.
that's why,
No, what
I'm
I
about
should
to
have said, because you
go
still got
upstairs now.
you got me looking so self-centered. Did you finish the logo for the be your own therapist? See, look, you see, nigga disconnect when you put them on the spot like that. That is the end of this show, y'all.
Yo,
This is
that's
This is
bananas how that
landlord. Hold
happened.
on, he gonna come back. He could come back. I'm about to say, and that's the way a nigga end the show. As soon as you ask them about something, that
Yo, that was bananas.
Nigga
like,
called
yo,
my
is
phone
that
at the wrong time.
a
Somebody
nigga
calling
that-
me.
boop? Nah, it's over. Show done.
I know. I just got to get in the right mind.
You got to get some time. That's
Yeah,
all.
that's
I
all.
understand.
Nigga be moving too fast.
It ain't too fast. It's just that we moving in this illusion of time, and this shit is built for us to lose. If I take 8 hours to work, then I take another 8 hours to sleep. That's 16. What's left?
Wow.
I'm just
In
asking
24
y'all.
hours.
8. It's 8
28
left.
left.
What the fuck am I gonna do in 8? You telling me my whole life is 8 hours?
And then when do your brain get to, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
your brain and your thought gets to rest.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, damn.
I got to thaw out without sleeping. So I get to be up and let my brain be clear. Or that's the only time your brain
Yeah.
thaw out is when I'm asleep. So if I'm running that illusion, what time do I got? 4 hours to live?
Mm-hmm.
Then, but if I got transportation, goddamn, now I got to think about transportation. So now I got 2 hours to live.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because whatever I got to dedicate 8 hours to, I got to give it 2 more hours just to get there and get back, get settled.
Yeah,
give me another hour of sleep just to make sure what I feel okay and I can actually get up. So
yeah,
those 3 hours, those are took out of what hours? My 8 hours that I had just for me. So now these 5 hours that I got, they not just for me because now I got a family. So now I got to make sure the kids is cool within these 5 hours. Got to make sure that what they say, happy life, happy wife. Got to make sure the wife is happy within these 5 hours.
yeah.
And y'all ain't talk about eating yet. They never say a nigga ate.
Yeah.
I know. Sometimes you're like,
Nah.
yo, it's 3 o'clock, my nigga. You ain't had no breakfast. Oh shit.
Now I'm working with 2 hours, man. This time shit ain't fair.
Damn.
That's the wrong illusion. I can't roll with that, man. That's not going. I'm never gonna win with that. I
Yeah.
had to take 4 hours to sleep, man. The rest when I'm dead. I could owe a nigga sleep when I'm dead.
Yeah.
I can't catch up. First 40 nights I got to sleep in heaven. Hey, ain't no problem with that. Go get the walk.
You
Yeah.
got to sleep in for 40 nights.
Yeah, who's gonna be angry? Can't get
But
my
yeah, and all that shit, like you were saying, kindness for weakness. It happens. It can happen with your wife, your
any
parents, your kids. You understand what I mean? All that shit it's everywhere. You be
Yeah,
like,
it is.
and then it's not only everywhere. It seems like when it rains, it
mhm,
thunders. So it's
yeah,
gonna
Oh,
come from you at
it's
all
awful.
angles.
hmm
All angles. You ain't gonna be able to figure. You're gonna have to take that minute to think and throw around and say, you know
all
what?
right,
If I don't move the right way, this might be the wrong move.
yeah. But I was telling you last week, man. Like I was listening to the nigga Patrice O'Neal.
Mm-hmm.
God bless his soul, the comedian. But he was saying, like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes, when you on, right?
Mm-hmm.
You on, right? And then you on, you this shit, and then you be like, damn, you take up, you know what I mean? At moments you gonna have some whack moments, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And people ain't gonna treat you the same. But and he was just comparing the situation about the Tiger Woods shit, when he did all that, he bugged out with his wife and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, Tiger gotta go through something right now because you're so used to being on top. And when you're down, you gotta realize, you know what? I'm whack right now. And realize some niggas don't realize. They always think, yo, I'm always up. And you know what I mean? You gotta say, all
Mm-hmm.
right, I'm whack right now, but when I get back on, all right, watch. So that's what he was trying to say. Just realize, you know what? All right, I'm whack right now. It's just a phase. I'm gonna go through this phase, and when I'm back up, all y'all gonna be back on my dick.
Yeah, because no
That's
disrespect,
yeah,
when you get caught with a woman, you get killed. They killed Tiger Woods.
yeah.
Strahan got a show.
And,
Man, on a show every week now.
but he was saying that like the nigga Tiger, everybody was like, oh, this nigga, you know what I mean? He's not winning and all, it was just a whole bunch of shit. He on
No,
the
but you
pills and shit. It's
understand.
like,
You
yeah.
understand my theory in it.
Mm-hmm.
How you can assassinate a brother's character. You can kill everything about him because
Mm-hmm.
he got caught with another female. He got caught doing something in life. All right, that's wrong, but we can justify that. He did. He broke a bond with him and that female's contract, not the world. So I
But
understand. All right.
yeah, but some niggas try to be too perfect all the time. And the
All
minute
right, but
something go wrong,
my whole point is, what
yeah.
about Strahan? Strahan get caught on his back with another guy, and look where he's at every Sunday.
Hey, yo,
We don't hear nothing about it.
Wow.
So
that's
it's this
bananas.
world. It's what we want to highlight, and it's who you choose to get
Choose.
upset.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yup.
it depends on the individuals. If you break it, yeah,
Only thing
yeah.
happened with Strahan is his
Why
shoes
is
got
that?
tighter.
Mm-hmm.
Shoes got tighter, and his colors got brighter. He letting you know now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What
Yeah,
about his commitment to his wife? I'm pretty sure he was married.
Wow. Yup.
They ain't
yeah,
crucify that good brother.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Why is that?
This
Y'all
nigga
I
know
got
mean,
caught
why.
with
was
no
it?
woman.
Was it? What was it?
He ain't get caught with no
The
woman.
first thing.
Got caught with an
Well, the
exec.
first
Nah,
thing.
I'm just playing.
The first thing. The first thing I was thinking about was as far as like the sport. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like here it is that Tiger, he dominated a sport where like the quote unquote European white man, controls. So
Yeah.
as a result of that, that that
I'm
like
sorry. I
that
just
like
got a wicked mind.
intensified that
Yeah, yeah.
intensified the
Know
hate.
what?
You know what I'm
Oh, it was
saying?
because
That
one
the
was hitting
media,
balls and one was saving and one was protecting ball.
hey, yo,
Nah, I
Lynn,
understand what you said. Yeah, it's the
hey, yo,
sport. Yeah,
Lynn, cut it out, B. You know that's not
Because
politically
one was
correct.
hitting
Like,
balls and the other was protecting balls.
hey, yo, Lynn, hey, yo, Lynn.
One was sacking balls.
this nigga crazy.
Hey, yo, Lynn.
He was up here
Yo,
foolish.
cut this shit, Lynn, for real. All right. Like, so
One
what you was saying, Pop? Like,
was
back to what you was saying,
Yeah,
beating
Pop.
by
yeah.
brothers, getting by
Yeah.
brothers, defensive linemen, moving up to the side to get to that.
Hey, yo,
Nigga
Lynn.
crazy. But yeah, that shit is
Yo,
that shit is wild, man. Just take your L for, you know what I mean? Be like, all right, I'm be back. I'll be back, baby.
yo,
Yeah, I mean, we get a choice and a chance every day, so it's not
Mhm.
like, you know what I mean. At the end of the day, so you know, once you accountable, you know what I
Yeah,
mean. You make amends, so to speak. You repent. You know what I mean. Repent is to change your ways. So
yeah,
whatever it is that you feeling whack about, once you straighten yourself up and you shake it off, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? That's like a form of your repentance. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? You decided and knowing not to do that whack shit no more.
No more, yeah. Yup.
That's a fact. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
some choose to continue to do the whack shit. That's why it's whack niggas
Back
and
to
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying, real individuals, and it's whack females and real females, quote
Yeah.
unquote. You know what I mean? If we stay within, you know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah.
man.
This shit is like
God.
it's like this shit is really like a fucking uh a fucking, it's almost like we're fucking a lab rat, and it's like we gotta, it's like test, you know what I mean, a fucking maze. You gotta go this way, do this shit, you know,
The
you learn
Matrix.
from this mistake, blah 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 blah. It's fucking
Yeah.
crazy, but yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Matrix.
It's like
yeah,
the Matrix, bro. Like
And they
a
about to drop
program.
that joint
You
next
know what I'm
yeah,
month.
saying?
New
It's
one.
like a
yeah,
program. It's like a program within a program because you're dealing
yeah,
with a program that was created from other people's minds that you're
mm-hmm,
living in, right? The
yep,
the, the structure of it and everything. Then you're dealing with your own simulation of a program within your own life as
yeah,
you've grown. But then you have other people in your life when you're younger that have implemented a program and a structure in your life as well. So then
wow,
you
yeah,
get to a certain level in your life where you start breaking down the program and you like, hold up, what the hell? That's when everybody get on the I'm doing me. I'm doing me. Like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like, yeah, like that kind of thing. Like I'm living my life. But then your life is connected to all these
And
other lives.
injected into
although, yeah,
everything
damn,
else.
that
And you
shit is
never
deep,
worry
yeah,
about how you affecting somebody else.
yeah, that's
That's what I
true,
learned the hard way once again. That's where that selfish shit come in at. You know what I'm saying? But I realized it in a form where I didn't even, it wasn't the selfishness of like helping or giving or something like that. It was that, oh, this is my life and I'm self-destructing my life, but other people are being affected by that self-destruction.
yeah, yeah, damn,
And then when I'm sitting in a cage like an animal, then I'm
mm-hmm.
coming to self. That's when I'm coming back to self, and I shook that whack shit off
Oh, for yeah,
that you
yeah,
was talking about. And I'm
yeah,
like, yo, what the fuck, nigga? Like,
yeah,
what the
yeah,
fuck
yeah,
was you thinking? Like, you left this
mm-hmm,
little boy all by yourself. Like, your aunt's hair is gray. They pulling up every visit once a month. Ain't nobody else writing.
mm-hmm.
Nobody else is checking in. You feel me? It's like the whole world laughing at you now, nigga. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
and that's when I realized like it was a way of thinking. On my best day and my best way of thinking, it landed me there. So something had to change. Like,
change, yeah,
and then now I'm really able to see the difference, like the different programs. Like I'm unplugged. You get what I'm saying, so to
yeah, yeah,
speak.
yeah,
But sometimes I still find myself being plugged in. Like, yo, what the fuck are you doing, nigga? Like,
yeah, for real, that shit, yeah, shit
You
is wild,
responding to your coding, nigga. That's what
yeah,
you're doing.
yeah,
Just
yeah, and
said you
then some of
plugged
that
in.
coding you realize, yeah, at the end of the day, some of that coding is, you get what I'm saying, isn't a part of the, you know what I'm saying, a part of the program that you supposed to be on, basically. So
yeah,
you gotta you know what I'm saying, you gotta reprogram the mainframe, basically.
yeah, yeah, and it's so crazy because when I was young, right? Imagine you a kid, maybe like around, I'll say around 3, 2, 3, before anyway. I used to swear I was the only nigga on earth, and everything was a figure of my imagination. Like it was the craziest shit. Like when you understand how shit work, you know what I mean? You a kid and you start to think.
Yeah.
Like yo, you know what I mean? Like I always thought like shit was. I was imagining everything around me. It's some crazy shit.
Everything.
Yeah.
He thought this shit was Popo Land. Like Candyland, this shit was Popo Land.
Yeah, that shit is wild, man.
I imagine that shit, nigga. You don't know what I can build. You don't know what I
But
can build.
But Pop, did you think about like how it had started? Like when you think about how you was in that realm as a child, right? Do you think about like how it started, like or where it
The thing is, yeah, it's
came
crazy
from?
cause I don't know, I don't know about reincarnation or anything like that, but I just knew that I always had a thought about me, right? So, and I used to, I told my mom this. I never really told her until I was much older, right?
Right.
But I seen myself, my sister, and my mother on the bed, and they're playing with, like, you know, they're playing with me. But it's like my spirit was hovering over it, and it was looking at the situation, and it's like I was happy, but my spirit was much older, like looking like wow. And I don't know if it was a dream, but I remember the ring that my mom's had on her finger, right? So when I told her the story, I was like, yeah, and the thing you had on a red, like a red diamond ring or something like that. And she's like, what the? She dropped. She was like, you know, your father gave me that ring. I lost that shit a long time ago. I lost it a long time ago. That's the
Before
only
you was
thing, because
born?
that ring was, it was like really bright. So I was like, damn, I don't know if it's not a dream. It's just always like, it's just always with me. It was just something, as I got older, I started to, you know what I mean, recall. Like, it's almost like, I don't know if whoever spirit died and came back and then seen, like, you know, you hover into another soul or something. It was the weirdest shit. It's just something that is just always with me. I could always remember that moment, and everything that was on the room, everything is just, I always remember it.
That's bananas, bro.
Yeah, man.
And for her to have said what
was
she
you
said.
actually here, or was you before you? That was before you was born, or you was born already?
The way that I was already born, so it's almost like they was playing with a baby, right?
No. You said no. I understand that part. I'm saying when you was explaining it to your mother, and your mother was telling you about the ring.
When I was explaining to my mother, I was much older. I was probably like 15, 16.
No, I understand that. I'm saying, was your mother, her response, was you born before she lost that ring?
No, I was born, and then she lost it like later on. Before, you know what I mean? She lost
So
it.
she just going, wow, you went back because she remembered the ring, so she knew the moment did exist.
Hit me.
Huh? Something happening with your mic.
Yeah, not able to hear you, bro.
We can't hear you.
We're
Something
not
happening
able to
with your
hear
mic.
you.
Say something. Still can't hear you. Go back out and come in.
Yeah, we apologize, people of the world. Technical difficulty. Yo, that was bananas how we was about to chime out and then Pop had pulled up, yo. Yeah, that's how it is. That's the energy.
You got to have it.
Yeah, that's what's up. Word. And then he went somewhere. You was like, yeah, man, niggas do that every day, man. You know what I'm saying?
He back in.
He back in?
Me.
Huh?
Guess who was trying to hit me?
Who?
Taylor Johnson.
What happened? She had to she wanted you to be.
She probably looking at it.
That's probably
they probably watching it. They're probably watching it. That's probably why.
Yeah, about to say she wants you to be her own therapist. She got something she want to tell. You don't want to go into one of those stories.
Nah.
So she might come back out with you the daddy. Nah.
But yeah, though, that shit was wild, man. What is wild? It's just something that I always remember. I was like, nah, this shit can't be no dream. I wasn't dreaming this shit. It's just as I got older, you know what I mean, I just started to always remember. Even when I was a kid, I used to, you know what I mean? But I didn't understand what I was seeing.
Right. Yo, have you ever been like in
like laying in, you know what I'm saying, in your bed or whatever, like on your back.
Whoa.
And
Wow.
you,
Hold on, where's this?
hey yo,
This nigga bam.
hey yo, Lynn, hey yo, Lynn, cut it
What?
out, man, cut this shit, man.
Oh, God. Damn.
Hey yo, Lynn, yo, Lynn, cut this shit, bro. All right, so
Alright.
check it. Have you ever woke up like out your sleep or whatever, been wide awake, but not been able to move? Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's called sleep paralysis, whatever this called. You can't
That's what
move,
they
but you, yeah,
that's what they call it, sleep
that's just,
paralysis.
yeah. It's like the scientific. So from the scientific thing, what they said is your brain is like a computer, right?
Right.
Once you go to sleep, your brain is almost like in like the computer is in sleep mode. So what happens is your brain wakes up, but it hasn't sent a message to your body yet
Mhm.
to wake up. You understand what I mean?
Your
You need a
legs
little
ain't
bit
get the
of time.
message, nigga.
That's the scientific, but you know, this on the spiritual side, it's like you know, some people's like I've heard, you know, you got a spirit trying to hold you down. Is, you know what I mean? It's
That's
all
one.
types of different. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was waiting. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, so that was one. And
Mm-hmm.
then when I was doing that, it was like I thought you was gonna say like your spirit then left your physical body, like
Mm-hmm.
basically, like you know what I'm saying? On some like
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard of like astral projection or
Yeah.
astral
Yeah. Yeah.
traveling, basically, like,
Yeah.
and that's the position that you in, and it's like you go into a zone thinking that you sleep, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
But
But
yeah.
you really traveled, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Type thing. And then you'll be someplace and you know what I'm saying, feel like you almost trapped, like you got to get back kind of thing.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's basically, but like, yeah, I know, yeah, like clinically or whatever, yeah, they probably, yeah, that's what
That's
they
what
say.
they
That's
say,
what
you
they
know, but
call
it's
it
all
as.
everybody, you know, they try to put scientific shit on spirituality. Like, nah, you know, I
No,
don't
that's
know.
a
I
fact.
just
But
So you
that's
woke
also
up
what had
you
me
woke
thinking
up like
about
that
what you
on your
said, Pop.
you woke up like that on your stomach and you couldn't move.
Hey, yo,
what are
first
you
off,
talking?
Lynn.
He
Hey, yo,
said
Lynn,
Papo.
first of all,
It
I didn't say
started
no
with
stomach. I
Papo.
didn't
This
say
nigga
If you
stomach.
said
wake
stomach.
up on your
I didn't say
stomach,
stomach, Lynn. Nah, I said my back, Lynn.
all right, well, all right.
It's
I'm
like, yeah,
sorry,
it's like
Pop.
you can't.
Yeah,
Yo,
Well,
you
sometimes that shit
wildin'.
happen to me, yo. Sometimes I
did
be
you wake
fighting,
up
like, yo,
on
what the
your
Yeah,
fuck?
back
you.
like that?
Yeah,
You
you.
woke up like that recently?
That shit happened to me. Yeah,
I'm.
that shit happened to me. I wouldn't say recently, but I would say probably in like 2 months. But you really try to fight and you move, you know what I mean? You be like, damn,
Yo,
like, what the
yo,
fuck?
bro. I've gone through this since I was young, and
Oh,
then
so
I
Yeah.
you
know
go
about
through it a
the app.
lot?
I go through it more often than I want to because it's like a state. It's like a
Mm-hmm.
paralysis state that I found you could put yourself, or me personally, I could put myself into if I lay a certain way or stay in a certain
Oh, wow.
um
Yeah.
position for too long or whatever, like, and then I feel it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, oh, you're about to, you know what I mean? You're about to go out, but yo, it's difficult for me to even
Is it
fully
right before
explain,
you
but
go
I've
to
come
sleep
across.
or right as soon as you wake up?
Now it's happened prior to going to bed where I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stay up a little bit longer, kind of thing. And I didn't even want to go to bed. And then it's happened when I've woken up, when I've woken up, like when I was younger. I would be awake, I'd be in my bed, wide awake, not able to move, yelling, like calling my grandmother, grandma,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
tears coming out my eyes because I could not move and she couldn't hear me. It was like
Oh,
my
so this
voice,
shit it
obviously.
happens for how long? It does
Damn.
for
Yeah.
how long a period of time do you be stuck there?
It's probably
You
like 2
talking
minutes, something like,
Yeah,
minutes?
because it depends on
You
when I
talking
was
yeah.
minutes and
younger.
not seconds?
Or a couple, it could be a second,
It
a
felt
couple.
like minutes because when I was younger, I would panic more than I would now, basically,
Yeah.
or than I do now. So it's like that's why I said sometimes I'll lay, you know what I'm saying, lay down and I feel that energy or whatever. I'll be like, nah, I'm good, or I'll just
Did that
switch my
shit ever happen to
position.
you in jail?
Nah, I didn't really feel it. That's a good question, man. I didn't really go through it like that, but I was conscious of it in there though, because I didn't want
That could be
didn't
a
want to
reason
be.
that your ass couldn't
Yeah,
get
yeah.
up.
Be yourself vulnerable in that state. You know
That's
what I
a
Yeah.
mean? You
fact.
can't wake up.
That's a
Yeah.
fact. And being in a medium, it wasn't like I was in a cage, like in a cell, in a max or anything. You get what I'm saying? I was in a medium with cubes. You in a cube. Like I don't
So
even
Yeah.
know
niggas
the
can get
exact
to me.
dimensions of it.
Yeah.
What?
They
That
can
shit is
definitely
wide
get
open,
to
my
me.
nigga. Get to you, a
Yeah.
nigga.
Yeah.
Like you look over the wall and nigga like sleeping right there. Like that shit was bananas. And you in a dorm with 59 other individuals, 60 beds.
Did you
Yeah.
ever
Wow.
did you ever go to try to get a clinical explanation for that?
Now, because over my years, like I said, since I was young, you know what I'm saying? I've been able to speak to people and, do my research or whatever. So it went into what Pop was saying, sleep paralysis, the witch is riding you. Because one time, it was after some sweet ass pecan pie rather, you know.
Yeah.
But one time
Are you
I
relating it to
saw
niggeritis?
yeah, like I'm putting that to add on to the end of the story. As far as
Mhm.
like I saw the illusions, quote unquote, or whatever, like around me, basically. You
Wow.
get what
Yeah.
I'm but that only happened one time. That's why I put in the pecan pie and everything, because
Yeah. Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was like, okay, was it too much sugar? And that's what I
Mhm.
always ran with. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Yeah.
night, nigga, it was just too much sugar you had, like kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like,
But I've
Papa,
heard some other people talk about they might have got abducted or certain shit like that. They're able to move their eyes, like able to see, and they're just not able to move. Like
so
certain
now
people.
you gonna be telling me they've been taking my man D Banger since he was a
You
child?
never know. I
nah,
don't know.
They've
nah.
been
Now, see,
abducting
first
him
of all,
since he was a child.
What Pop had said, Land, was that he knows of people that have
Yeah,
said
certain
that
people. Yeah,
situation.
certain people
Yeah,
say that.
that's what
So
he
it's
said.
all
Not
different
D
types of
Banger.
it's all different types of I mean I have
No,
them
but
too.
I'm
I know I
saying,
have them.
so
But you
you've
know
been
what you got to
abducted?
do?
Have you been
You guys.
abducted?
No,
Have they
no, I have
abducted
not
you?
been abducted.
But listen, right? How I got, what I mean, how I don't bug out is I said, all right, here we go again. It's happening, and I relax.
Mm-hmm.
Because the more you
Exactly.
panic, the more longer it takes. So you know
Exactly.
what? I don't try to fight no more. I'll just say, you know what? All right, here we go. Relax. And then all
Exactly.
of a sudden, I would just jump out, or I gotta really sit up. You know what I mean? Like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? I
Right.
gotta sit up like for a few seconds, and then
Right.
I go back. Sometimes when I go back to sleep, I go right back in there. Like I'll be like, oh fuck, like you know what I mean?
Right. Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
like I definitely understand what you're saying, and that's the point that I got to. Like I
yeah,
said, as I got older, because it's to the point where I'm not even able to pinpoint when it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So now
yeah.
I'm at that point where, like you said, I just know to relax. And to answer your question, Land, now that I play the tape back, it did happen up north. I can remember at least like once or twice when it did happen, but I was able to snap
Snap out
myself
of it
out of it.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah,
because
nigga named
it
Hector
was like
coming for your ass to do that.
Nah, also, but that shit be scared though, man. Like sometimes I
I'm
be
just fucking-
that shit be scared. Like you know what I mean? That shit be really scared. Like what if a motherfucker
No
or this
locked
bitch got to
doors in
kill me
here,
tonight
homie. No locked
for something I
doors.
did yesterday and I can't wake up?
yeah,
You
bro.
know what I mean? That should be
Yeah.
scary though. Be like, yo, what the fuck? I hate being in a like. I need to wake up, man. Like,
Word.
But
That's a
is it
fact,
something
yeah.
that
bro.
is
Like,
it something that you worry more about when
You
you
never
get
had that
older?
shit happen to you, Ben?
No, I'm kind of conscious on shit like that. So when I feel myself like going to sleep, my body kind of tells me when it's like that time. My arms
Mhm.
just start like not operating. My legs go on, nigga, it's time. My body go on. And if I did, I wouldn't notice it because I'm not really paying attention. Once I'm,
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
I could go to sleep for what was it? Remember me, you, A in the hotel, DC. Y'all niggas sitting there laughing at me for about a half an hour, which I said I did. Nigga said you went to sleep, yo. You fell asleep, my nigga, for 5 minutes. It sounded like you was in the deepest sleep ever. You
That
was
should be happening though.
snoring.
That shit
You
happen.
was
Yeah.
dead. You was snoring everything.
you
And
was
we turned.
saucy.
No, he said, and we turned
Oh,
around. and your ass was just right back up like nothing happened, talking to
Yeah, that
us in
shit
a
happens sometimes. Like
conversation.
where
Like, yo, they looked at me,
Oh,
they laughing. I'm going, why the fuck y'all niggas laughing? What's going on? It's like, yo, you was just sleep, nigga. I mean, snoring, knocked out, dead sleep.
that sound like some
yeah.
narcolepsy type shit. Like,
2 minutes later, your
but
ass is. That's what I do a lot. Like I could go to
And it
sleep.
felt like you slept for
Yeah, I
5
could go to
hours,
sleep
right?
15 minutes, and that shit felt like I got 8 hours sleep.
oh
Yeah, that
word, like
shit's
those power
niggas is in
naps
the
like that, I
matrix for
like them.
Yeah,
real.
that
Like
worked for me.
Yeah,
That definitely worked for me.
that shit is crazy.
yeah,
That'll
that's
work for me.
bananas.
I'll be like, damn, I ain't sleeping a day. Go to sleep for 30 minutes. Feel like a nigga slept a year. So
Now
your
Wow.
see,
body, but
now that's
my
that.
body will give out faster than my mind.
Now see, that's the good thing on your behalf because see that little switch right there is what I
Mhm,
told you about that gets me running. Nigga,
mhm,
I'll be in that manic mode and then my brain will know it's coming or feel it, but
uh-huh,
then I'll do something like what you described. I'll lay down and feel like it was hours, like I really
mhm.
got that time to relax and rest, but it
No, I
really
didn't.
wasn't. It was like 15, 20 minutes. Now, how your body go out, my legs get to moving. My leg, my legs get to moving, and then
Yeah.
with my
Now
brain,
I'm
my
on.
brain
Yeah,
got to,
I'm
yeah,
trying
it's
to
like
catch up.
autopilot. My body's on autopilot. My brain is like, yo, what's going on here, fam?
That
Like
nigga
you're
look.
tweaking right now.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
one thing that I really want to get an understanding of that fucking deja vu shit, my nigga. Like certain times I'm like, yo, what the
Like you
fuck?
swear you
And
seen this
everything,
before.
word for word, point,
Yo,
smell,
bro.
everything be on point.
I
I be like,
Yo,
take
yo, what
that
the
bro.
into.
fuck?
It's
I would say it's like intuition. You know how you be like, yo, I
Nah,
know
that
I
shit some other shit.
that, but that's how I look at deja vu. Or either we just, what are dreams? Because everybody has,
Yeah,
we have something going on, and we always can visualize something. So what's really going on? So we never really know what's going on. So what if you able to take, like, at one point when I was really down, and I was like I was going through it because I just lost my brother. I'm talking about Gorilla, so I just lost my brother, and in my dreams, for about the first 2 weeks after he passed, my dreams, I didn't know what was going on, but I felt crazy because I didn't know nothing. You know how you go to sleep and you know at least one thing or something. My whole week was blank. And I took it into initiative that my nigga was taking me someplace to show me that he was okay, that I
yeah.
wasn't ready to see.
Mm.
So anything that I thought that I was going to be able to see in these dreams, all of a sudden I couldn't see him because I was being blocked from, not being ready to see him,
See
not
it.
probably
Wow.
being allowed to see him.
Yeah.
fact.
So meaning, what are our dreams if our dreams are just an illusion on what's going to go on during our day or during our journey, and ways that we can try to prevent them and stay away, and ways we can try to pick up and enthuse ourselves to go and go get that bag. I'm like, yo, my dream, I had it last night, I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like they keep you wanting to go, but in a sense is like, I think we go somewhere totally different. Like we're kind of like in the matrix at that time, I think,
Yeah, yeah.
because that's the
Yo,
time when you
bro,
have an
that's
out
what
of body experience. Everything you do doesn't matter, but if you die in the matrix, don't fall off no building, don't, all these dreams, don't do
yo,
this,
bro,
don't do
that's
that,
what we
don't.
was just
I'm just
yo,
saying. So
bro,
that's
that's
what,
how we was just breaking down, not to cut you off, man. That's how
you
we
never
was
cut me
just
off.
breaking down that's how we was just breaking down the astral traveling, bro. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's what
Yeah.
I really believe like that's a part of it. And Pop, when you was
Hmm.
talking about the deja vu part, like not for nothing, but my cousin, I have been so amazed with the whole deja vu thing because it was at a certain point where I was continuously felt like I was going through it. And my cousin was like, he looked at it as like checkpoints in life, letting you know within your spirit that you on the right path, that you on that you
Hey,
on point, that you on the right track, basically. Like, and when he said it to me like that, when he said that to me, rather, I looked at it in a different perspective. But like as far as like the deja vu part though, like a major part of the incident that triggered them diagnosing me with bipolar was deja vu for me. I was going through events in Bridgeport, Connecticut that I know for a fact I dreamt about as a kid, but they were nightmares to me because I was a kid going through them. I know that for a fact.
And how did you handle them now as they was nightmares? Did it seem familiar, or did you get frightened because you thought you seen them before, but you still were frightened?
Yo, bro, word to everything. It was like a glitch in the matrix because I was supposed to be at a certain point that I wasn't. So in my brain, everything was supposed to be a certain way at this point in time, but it wasn't there. And then I was trying to figure out why it wasn't the way it was. So at that time, as far as like society, it's like deja vu. But I'm going through the whole episode, and then I wound up in the hospital, and then I wound up getting the diagnosis. I was put on the medication, and then I had to fight my way. I had to fight my way off of that because I was like that Haldol, Depakote, and Cogentin that they had me on. My grandmother was giving me warm milk to go to sleep at night at the foot of her bed, and I would be in the house walking around like zombied out in my brain, like, yo, D, you gotta get yourself together, like you gotta come back, like you gotta, like you bugging out right now, bro, like you got things that you have to do. Like I was continuously doing that inside my mind, and then eventually, you know, I started to come off the meds, left that alone, and then I started you know, doing other forms of meditation and healing and things of that nature, and that was what really helped me like come back. But those many times I know is trauma on the brain, like those events there, especially this last one. I can't hear you.
What's crazy is the way you just explained that, and he can contest to this, is the same way that A explained when he got shot.
Exactly. When you talk to him, and
he said exactly what you just said. He said he had a moment when he was young that he forgot, but when he got shot, he went there at that moment. Your mic is muted too, Papa. I got you. I can't unmute your mic.
Yo,
you did. Oh,
yo, Land.
Oh no, I thought he was trying to talk to us. Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, he was saying that was exactly like the exact experience he described when he got shot. Out of body mind experience where he went back to a point in time that he lost when he was a child.
Who was this?
When he said when he got shot. Remember when he was a child, he went to the store for his mother.
And
he lost track of what happened. But when he came in, he had a whole lot of money, but he don't know what happened during that time. He said when he got shot, his mind went back to what happened during that time that he lost. He believed he was grabbed at that time spiritually, and they tried to warn him. Wow. But that's just going all into the energy and how you were saying when I had my first episode, how it took place, and how you went from a situation that you knew you seen already, and you placed yourself there again now as an adult.
Right. That's a fact.
So that's the same thing, like he was saying, basically how he was there as a child, and he never knew where that time was or what he was doing during that time until at a time when he got shot and he went back there and as an adult years later. So that's why
that was
crazy. It was the same way that he explained this story.
Yeah, that was ill. That was ill reading that in his book and everything that he had experienced and went through. And when he talk about seeing the cross, and when he talk about like talking to, you know what I'm saying, wanting to come back, like
What did it say, Papa? We lost. We ain't connected. Because if we was connected spiritually, we supposed to be able to connect with who we supposed to be with in this world, just spiritually. You ain't supposed to have to meet them or nothing. Energy wise,
Yeah.
you can connect no matter where they at on this planet.
Yeah, man.
The
Yeah,
energy theory.
AB telling the nigga some shit. He was saying like, even I'd be like, damn, this nigga. He was telling me, he was like, you know what? He said, how the Egyptians, right? You never even have to physically touch a bitch like to fuck her, right?
Yeah.
A nigga was saying that you could sleep with her, right? Like you could be in your zone, she could be in her zone, but y'all meet in the spiritual world and have sex. You
And you
understand what I
can
mean?
physically
And you
impregnate
get
her.
physically, yeah. I was like,
Impregnate her.
wow, yeah.
That's where you and
He
we
said
said,
how, and he told me this. He said how you knew it was the right person for you. You and the chick would sit and look at the stars, and you pick a star. You be like, "That's mine." She'd be like, "That's mine." And if it shines on that night, the brightest, both stars that shine in the brightest, you know
y'all
that was
meant
the
to be
person you're
together.
supposed to be with.
Oh, that's bananas, bro.
That's what, yeah.
Word, that's
Like
bananas.
nigga AB talk, yeah. That nigga AB,
Make you dig, make you
yeah.
think.
I'm like, wow.
No, that's a fact.
But energy wise, how strong that is.
Yeah, and he told me one shit.
You
The
can
shit that really,
impregnate
the nigga,
someone
yeah.
from thought.
The
That's
nigga
where
said
you
some
was.
shit one time, right? Not to cut you off, Bam. That
You
shit had
good.
my mind bugged out. He said, you know why it's so hot? And this is when I first started rolling with A, trying, you know what I mean, putting that first piece together.
Mm-hmm. We say
But he
that piece,
said,
that's
you
gotta get
said,
that
you know
piece
why
out.
it's so hot? He said, yo, you know why it's so hot? You talk about global warming. I said, why? He said, because more people are dying. He said, when we die, every time somebody dies, it's like the sun suck up the energy. You understand what I mean? Everything is energy. So the more people dying, the sun is getting hotter. That's why, because the sun absorbs all of that. I was like, wow, that shit had my mind. I was like, damn, like this nigga.
That's
Yeah,
a
he said,
smooth
yeah, we
theory.
killing each other
Yeah,
more. That's why it's getting hotter, because our soul is being absorbed by the sun. You know, it's everything is energy.
This
I
would
was
be.
like, wow.
that's
I wish
bananas.
he was the teacher one day in my household. They told them
Yeah.
to draw something that we had the conversation. Draw something that you feel that can help the world. But they was telling children to do this, right? So I was arguing in the house, and I said, "So why don't y'all just draw the sun? The easiest thing in the world to draw, and that's what helps everything. Life goes on throughout the whole." We had an argument about that joint. We had to figure out what was the big group how important the sun was, for real. So, but these be deep conversations we done had. So I get what you was saying, like for real.
Yeah, that nigga
Like
AB.
you'll question a lot. You'll start to sit and question a lot.
Yeah, I need to be the next topic for the next joint. Be like on some, but you know, us black people, we are naturally spiritual beings. You understand what I mean?
Fact.
We are naturally, that's us. We're spiritual.
Fact.
I mean, that's why
Naturally.
A was telling me this. That's why we're so hooked on Christianity, because when we came over here, that was the only thing we could, that, you know what I mean? Because we
That
were
they
slaves
had
and
for
shit.
you.
That's the only thing Christianity exists now is because of black people. You understand what I mean? It's because that's the only thing we have. Even though you could say, you know what I mean, it was forced on us, but that was the only thing them slaves had to look forward to, because they was naturally spiritual. So they're able to take whatever religion it is, as long as they
And
have hope
channel that energy.
and channel their
And
energy.
made
You
it
understand what I
theirs.
mean?
They
Yeah.
took that energy and made it theirs. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely get
So
what
whatever
you're
it
saying.
is, no matter what.
That's a fact. I understand. And then that would explain how now today you have us as people of color in so many different denominations.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And then they're thinking like, and yo, it goes deeper, because then that's when it goes to the programming of quote unquote religion. Because at one point in time, it was all one. Everything was just one
Tell
body,
D.
basically. You know what
I'm
I'm
sorry.
saying?
Papo, tell D Moore and his man I need them on the next show because
All right.
that was really that's they field. I would like to really have a conversation
Yeah.
in that because that
Yeah.
political aspect from the black man's point of view that was their whole theme.
Mm-hmm.
And tell them
Yep.
we come on, we can break it up and see what's going on. I like to chime
Yeah.
in with my brothers again too. You
Yeah,
see,
that
last
shit-
time Briz and them was really tapped in. I got to get Briz up on this joint too. See what
Yeah.
Hog doing. I would love to get Joe, have Joe a part of it, just so so my brother can explain whatever, whatever's going on, whenever he's
Yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Just do this so we can really help the ones that we're around, and we really, put ourselves on the forefront and be the pioneers of this thing. So when they got to look back and say who was the warriors that took the forefront, we can look at nigga. We took those steps. We put ourselves on the line and let you know how important this forum was for us.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
I'll leave y'all with one more A quote. The nigga
Go ahead.
said we was rolling in the cab. I think we was heading from the Bronx, and we was rolling by the the graveyards, right?
Mhm.
He said, "Yo, brother, you know why they got gates on the graveyard?" I said, "Why? Because everybody's dying to get in there." I said, "Why?" That nigga,
Hey yo,
because everybody's
yo.
dying to get in there.
Yo, that's bananas, yo. Talk
That's why
about
they got the
wisdom.
gates on the graveyards, man.
Yeah, that's
What-
wisdom, man.
One
Yeah.
day you'll be like, "Well, why do they got gates on the graveyard? You should be able to go and visit your peoples at any point or any time. Like,
Everybody dying to
ain't
get in.
nobody gonna be disrespectful that fucking disrespect the graveyard. Then you think, well, who will? You gotta be mad at a nigga to go to their grave and fuck it up.
Yeah, you gotta be. Yeah,
You
that's
gotta be some
that's
other
some
type
different.
of nigga. Disrespect
That's some
the
different
nigga
type of
that-
evil to me. Yeah, that's some different
Yeah.
type of evil to
That's
me.
some
Like,
type of
yo,
swamp thing.
Yeah.
Nigga's a creature. Because I know no human, you a creature. You
yo,
still
so
ain't
let me
that.
ask y'all. So let me ask y'all this. Land and Pop. Like
What's good?
since you had just mentioned that, not the physical desecration of it, like the grave site, but how do y'all feel about the new generation and with the drill music and how they talk about smoking their enemies and this, that, and the third? Like how like when you've heard that and this, like what has been
I'm gonna be
your
truthful.
That
opinion
shit
or
is probably some pagan or some
Let me
demonic
say
pagan
mine.
shit. I don't know what the fuck. Who the fuck wanted? You know what I mean? It's just crazy.
I'm gonna be honest with you, both. As a listener, that shit is entertaining as fuck. As a grown man, of course, I don't condone it because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't like. But who am I to say? I wouldn't never do it. I wouldn't never advise none of my niggas to do it. I wouldn't advise anybody that I'm close to do it because that's just something totally different. Like you don't know who you don't know who you asking to become an enemy by doing that. You calling enemies. You going, yo, no disrespect. Y'all nigga ain't picking up. I need one. Like you don't know who that's gonna. You don't know how long it can affect somebody and how long they're gonna take that serious. That's a forever statement. So I wouldn't play on it. But as far as the drill music nowadays, it's entertaining to me. I just think, like I said with my son, me starting a film company and writing movies, since I know that he's so animated and he thinks deaf and all of that is like a play. Show him that it can be play and you can be beneficial. It can be beneficial if you learn how to use it the right way and go about it. As far as entertainment, as far as it's not really too much that I can say as far as if it was me, I would take drill music and I would fund all of them. I would ask them to keep they beef real. I would just ask them to know that real doesn't mean that you have to take it beyond measures because it's entertaining. So it's fun to hear drill music to me, let me explain what it is to me. It's just niggas screaming at their ops. That's kill op music to me. So to me, it's always you said this and somebody else said that. Somebody else said this, somebody else said that. Somebody else said this, somebody else said that. Now, to me, as entertainment, I am entertained by the battle aspect of rhyming or of rapping. So to me, that's a battle in itself. Yeah, they get a lot more disrespectful, but it's a battle in itself. If you found the way to contain it and not make it so because all of them to me is just doing it for fame. So if you get highlighted and then they get highlighted, because I ain't gonna get on no record and talk about no dead ops if I ain't think I was gonna get some views, because the only reason I thought about doing it for some views is because another nigga did it and got some views. It had to be a reason for me. I'm not just gonna get up and go, yo, tomorrow I'm talking about all these dead ops of this. They doing it because they see that it's beneficial. That brings people eyes. It makes people listen faster. It makes you tune in, and then that brings some type of notoriety to their name. So that's why they continue to do it. But as far as I would just find a way to do it a little bit more creative. If I can put them all in, I would be a record label. I'll sign all of them niggas, because the energy I believe is good, but the direction it can go is bad. If I can explain it, that's the best way I can explain it.
I'm lost. Y'all gonna have to explain what the fuck is. I don't listen to
drill music. Is basically like that's what I'm saying. You're not really listening to beef. So I can say drill music is Pop Smoke, but then you'll be like, oh, but I got some joints that Pop Smoke is all right. But then the drill side of it is he coming at other rappers that's coming at him too.
Oh, so it's like a beef type thing.
Kind of, yeah. But it's disrespectful to the old block and all of them type of shit where it's I'm smoking your dead homie. I like on the verses. We smoking on Pookie Loke and all that. How you get disrespectful? You put a nigga name, attach him to a bud when he's dead. So saying basically, I'm smoking on your dead homie, nigga. Fuck you.
Oh, damn.
Look how Pop was looking.
What's the difference? What's the difference?
It's for that shock value. Like, damn, how far would you go?
But what's the difference from the early 90s, the Pac and Big? You had, so what's the difference?
But the difference between Pac and Big is just I'll fuck your bitch. Y'all niggas is pussy and I'll come hit y'all niggas up. After Pac was dead, it wasn't no we told you we got you, nigga. We smoking on that Tupac pack, nigga. Loud Tupac dead. It was, you feel me? It wasn't no.
Oh, it wasn't it really getting disrespectful type shit.
Yeah, you taunting.
Yeah, it's as if like after Pop death, like Lane said, like the West Coast would have been, you know what I'm saying, been hyping it or whatever. Whereas instead everything got quiet. And the only reason I had brought it up was because we would talk about, you know what I'm saying, going in the graveyard and violating, you know what I'm saying, the grave sites and everything. That's what had triggered that thought. Like, as far as like this new generation, and I understand, you know what I'm saying, it is entertaining. It's entertaining to me too, man. Especially when I'm in a certain zone.
I like that type of shit. I know not to say it. So a nigga who says it to me is even more entertaining because he got the heart. I'm going, yo, we know not to say that.
Yeah, it's like, yo, that's like, it's like what you was talking about with the shock value. Like when Pop after Pop heard what you had said. So that's how I was in the beginning. I'd be like, hey, yo, like how? Wait a second, y'all niggas is serious? Like, because like you said, Pop in the 90s, we had like they was mobbing. They was really mobbing in the 90s, but like it was just a different energy.
I'm gonna say the most fucked up thing in the world that you ever gonna hear, but it's gonna be true. We all ask about what's going on, why what's going on, what kind of music and everything. Then we.
Oh man, what happened? His joint froze, Pop.
Yeah. I don't know.
Lane was about to drop some. He was about to
That's
say
crazy
something.
though. That's wild.
Yeah, because all of this shit.
Go ahead.
Because all of this
joint
shit
froze, Land.
I know.
Froze, so you gotta go back.
I know. we bring this whole thing together. This be your own therapist, because everything is brought up by something. I say that to say, I'm sorry, I got lost in the mix with what was going on for a second. But I say that to say, shit. I got lost.
You was talking as far as your thought. You said
But the last
you
thing I
saying
said, I got.
the last thing I'm about to say, one of the most fucked up things ever, or something. That's how you started. That was the intro, basically, and then you was going into what
The
was the
most
other half of
fucked up
that,
thing
Pop? Help
ever
me
that I
out,
was
Pop.
gonna say. No, I was gonna
We was
say
talking about the
it was,
'90s, the Big and Pac, how the difference,
and I was gonna say it's
then
fucked
to
up to
now.
say, but I was gonna say, and I'm trying to think about that point that I was just about to get to, but I got caught up with that when it got froze too. I know exactly where
Right.
I'm at. I'm just trying to think about what I was going, what point I was trying to make with
Yeah,
that.
that shit
The
is
most
wild though.
fucked up thing I had to say was, yeah, I got lost in that thought. I apologize. And then I'm gonna
Yeah.
remember it when I see this shit back later. So
You're
it's
not
gonna make
supposed
me
to
mad.
say it.
Yeah, the mic froze, Lane. So at
Yo,
that time,
everything
it
when I
wasn't.
said the most fucked up thing I'm about to say,
That's a
that's why I
fact.
got to bring it back, because that
That
shit is
mic
real.
froze. That's a fact. That's
What
like
was the thought?
earlier
What
when
was
I
the thought on? What was the thought on? Because I got to bring that back. They trying to
we was
take that
building
thought
on the
away.
drill. We was building on the drill scene, and we was building on it
How they
was the
killing
drill
these.
scene and the energy. Yeah, and the energy of, you know what I'm saying, like how how it's entertaining, but at the end of the day, you like in our generation, we know not to say anything like that. Like we
Oh,
know the energy and everything that could come back
I
from it,
know
and then the
one thing
shock value.
I was gonna say basically that goes back to, but that's not what the worst thing was. But I was gonna say also basically what that goes back to what I was saying with my son. I would tell him, like, you see how I'm creating. I would say I'll create a platform for you because I already understand where you going. That you have to create that for these niggas because they don't understand. I know what I was gonna say, because they don't understand where they're going. And part of the reason they don't understand where they're going, I was gonna say this is disrespectful, but listen, because these are the crack babies. We always talk about the crack generation, the crack era, the crack with this, that. What are the results of that? Where do you
They ain't
get?
no crack babies, nigga. These niggas born in 2000. Crack
These are,
was over.
he said these niggas
Oh
born in
shit.
2000. That wasn't over, nigga. The effects of crack. We not talking about when it hit. We talking about the effects. You had
Oh,
to
look.
grow up and
Yeah.
realize you was fucked up first before your ass got you the crack babies. This is the system of the crack era babies. All of these motherfuckers is just going out there and you don't really have no censor on what you do or say. Y'all out there like little crackheads, no disrespect. Y'all out there blasting whatever, whenever for $1, and it doesn't matter with no sense, with no censor. Niggas
Yo, because
will curse your mama out on a video camera. Fuck you, because they think it's gonna get some type of reaction.
yo, the illest thing though, yeah, man.
These are
Yeah, it's
crack
like certain
babies.
aspects. Yeah, it's like certain aspects I don't even be wanting to even touch on. But at the end of the day, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like you over here, yo, it's like levels to me right now. And this is bananas. Like I'm looking at it from the outside. So you mentioned the crack baby era and that, right? And then I'm thinking about like the energy with the music that we spoke on before. Like how
Mhm.
the
That's what
brother
I'm
from
going
Bone
into with the
Thugs.
music and all that.
Right. So Bone Thugs, how the brother from Bone Thugs had broke down how they had that meeting, the heads of the prisons and other different people, things of that nature, right? So that was the plan. So when you mix that in, when you have that sprinkle, then you have the energy that we was talking about. You were saying the crack babies, but the pill popping. The pill popping is the yeah, that's like the next level basically to
You
that.
became a
You know what I'm
pill
saying?
popper because you got crack in your system. You already
Well, this is
fucking
what I'm saying.
you used a high efficiency drug. You was born with
Yeah,
the shit in your bloodstream. What
it's
else is there
already,
to do?
and you think you naturally want this, you think you want this just to have fun or whatever, but your body is actually craving for this on the low.
You
Yo,
need
that's
it.
bananas. But all of that energy combined. So basically, that's what has to be
But
defined. Or
listen, right? To me, it's all like y'all was talking about the music. It's all a system. Once white culture grabbed the hold of hip hop, now they're able to, you know what I mean, control it the way they want to control it.
yeah,
So
they
all these
control the
niggas talking about
narrative.
all this, they want niggas to kill each other. You understand what I mean? So
They
and it's gonna
control the
sell.
narrative.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah,
they
that's
want
what I
niggas
was
to
getting.
kill
I'm
each
telling
other.
you.
I just think that in reality, when
Oh,
you
you
look for
don't?
a certain, when you look, no, I don't think it's naturally we want you to kill each other because we can't just look for that and then we'll choose music. We'll just try to send you niggas out the war. We'll just draft a lot more. We'll trick you into get, going on.
Nah, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
man,
but
they
that
make money
backfired.
from niggas going to prison. They make
But
money
look,
from niggas going to
I
prison.
believe
Yeah.
what it
Bring
is
lawyers.
is just you try to control a narrative, and when you control a narrative and you control the subject matter, you only dealing with a certain degree of issues that you can bring up, which is what that's entertaining. You dealing with poor black children coming from the gutter. What are they going to talk about?
But at the end of the day, though, when a certain, you know what I'm saying, it's basically like a certain mythology, a certain program is already presented on top of that because it's psychological warfare. That's how you
Yeah.
look at it. Like, because it just doesn't, it's like earlier how I was breaking down the whole prison thing and the streets, and then how it, you know what I mean, that whole concept was twisted, right? So it's like with the music and then the energy that's been the program that's been organized to keep that negative energy. Certain individuals within the industry, they know about that already, so they know what's being played with. And then there's others that are falling victim, or that, you know what I'm saying, they're falling victim to that, to that thing right there, basically, because they don't know. That's what we basically getting down to. You know what I mean? Where on the screen, when we looking at them, you know what I'm saying, it looks like they really on it like that. Not saying that they not, right? But behind closed doors, when the camera's off, it's real life. Like, we know that's real life. Like how we saying we know not to even say that. So when the camera's off, we know they in real life form, because that's when they really duck in, and really there's no way that you could be comfortable in that space like that unless you've already made up your mind on all levels. And then the ones that have done it just for entertainment or the clout chasing, you know what I'm saying? Those are the ones that get caught up. You get what, you know? Those are the ones that. But the other ones, they've already made up their minds because it's part of the culture, and they basically banging through the music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's different. That's like, so it's basically like the difference in the clout chasing and the banging on wax. Because that's basically what it is, banging on wax. Like, you know what I mean? That's
How do you
basically what
bang
they
on
doing.
wax? I don't think you. I think that's you can't bang on wax. I just think.
Yeah, not
that's
not in the literal sense, Lamb. But I mean,
that's
that's
what
the
they literally
terminology
doing.
that was used.
But you're right. That's what they're literally doing. They're literally banging on wax. You choose your neighborhood, my neighborhood, your gang, my gang. We just talking about the dead ops parts of it, or the dead homies and them smoking them. But that's where it all stemmed from in reality.
But what I'm saying, back to the point I was making, what I'm saying is because they have a whole of rap, right? That shit wouldn't happen back then, because with the older rappers, you had to be talented. You had to have some sort of a talent to even be
Facts.
exposed. Right now,
Facts.
any nigga could go on there, say a bunch of bullshit, and they get hype behind them. You understand? So it's not really a talent. It's more y'all niggas just go on, say whatever. You know what I mean? And with technology and everybody's able to promote their own shit. So this
And
is
that's
just
what,
how it is.
and that's and the bananas part, what you were saying, Pop, with the technology and everything, that's how that nothing is able to be formed into something right now.
Yeah.
Because of that energy and everything. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
This one.
It's been a real one. It's definitely been a real one, fellas.
Oh, it's been a very real one.
A real one.
I'm glad I was able to
You
Come on.
chime
Yeah.
in, nigga.
Who else was on earlier?
I had my cousin Ty. I had A Grace again. He came through. A Grace gave us his perspective. He was at Uncasa in the event, so he couldn't stay in long, and his phone was dying. We was about to end it. That's when Ty left, and then you came on, and we chimed in with you for a second after that. That's
Okay.
pretty much
That
it
was right
today.
on time. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
So
was
it was
right
for
on
3
But we
time.
hours.
just
Yeah.
had
So
such a
yeah, Wednesday I'll be on.
we had such a wide and a broad, aspect. It was like the questions, they was answered, and they was, but we went so much beyond those. It was cool. You can't really complain. As long as everybody feel like, we got our voice heard, we straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, we good.
All right,
Good
man.
on
Y'all
my
be safe,
side.
How y'all
All
feeling?
right,
How
you
y'all
too,
getting
Pop.
ready? Hold up, Papa. Don't stop trying to leave
Oh,
fast, man. How you looking in the
I
league,
gotta go
man?
pop this. I'm gonna drive for a second.
How you looking? How you looking this week, man? You losing or you winning? Because I looked up and I seen you was in the winners column.
Who, me?
Yeah, you was looking like you was in the winners column in my
Nah, you
league.
know how I do. They call me Pop Cup Check, nigga. I know how to put together a
Yeah,
roster.
yeah. You
I know
you
how to
right.
put a roster together.
Yeah. Okay. You 2-0. You 2-0.
I know
Y'all
how to
talking
put a
about the
roster
fantasy
together, nigga.
joint?
The fantasy league. And that actual league, that's my league, but all my players damn near hurt. I got probably 4 or
Oh,
5
word.
niggas injured, but I'm still gonna hold it down. At the end of the season, we shall prevail.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in the other league that I'm playing in, the Hill Crew, the Hill Annual, I'm pretty much in first place. My team up there is doing what they supposed to do, so I'm feeling good this fantasy year. I get to
Yeah,
talk
all
shit
these
about my
niggas.
niggas.
Yeah. All
Feeling
these
real
niggas.
good. Yeah.
All these niggas run to get all the superstars. I get the niggas that's gonna grab rebounds and put up 10 points.
In my league, you're rewarded if you shoot well and you play good defense. So I
Yeah.
go and get the guys who
Oh,
shoot
okay.
well and have great defense.
Okay.
That's how I look at it. And right now, my team is still 2-0, and we got what I just said about 5 players injured. So we looking to take this championship this year. Last year
Nah.
we fell asleep at the end of the year and came in 3rd place. I'm glad because it looked good since it was my league. It ain't look like I rigged anything. So that's cool.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Turk actually was the winner. A-High
Oh,
came.
Last
word.
year?
Okay.
Yeah, and Papo could have beat Turk the
Oh yeah.
first round of the playoffs, and he didn't
Yeah.
put his player in because he was busy. It happens like that
Yeah,
sometimes.
that
And
was that
Turk
whack
went on
shit.
to be the champion.
And I
He
think I
got
Oh,
might
okay.
lose today because when I look back, you know how you do the auto, they had
look,
Derrick
yeah.
Rose sitting on the bench.
Well, Derrick Rose, you ain't losing no real points with him.
And yeah, I am. I needed those 24 points.
24 points in my league, nigga. Oh man, you
I
dead.
needed those 24. I
In
needed
my league,
those.
24 points. All you need is
Cause
a couple threes and a steal.
RJ Barrett had 9. If I would have replaced Derrick Rose, you know what I mean? I would have had, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The nigga had a whack game, man.
All right, I want to let you brothers know. Have a good week. I'm gonna
All right,
start mine
man.
off
Yeah, you
good
too,
as a
man.
note.
Shout out, man.
This is Be Your Own
Peace.
Therapist, man, where we all get the chance to let everybody know how we feeling for the day. We all get to express what we went through, whether it's the day, year, month, whatever it may be. And have a conversation between brothers. I appreciate my brothers for always chiming in. Banger, Papo. Any
Definitely
last words
appreciate
I got to
y'all.
say?
Well, basically,
All right, man.
definitely
Peace.
appreciate Body for checking in, man. Appreciate you, Pop.
All right, same, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
I'm
I'm
glad
gonna
I
let
was
you
able.
know that.
All right. Peace,
You
y'all.
already. Okay, Bang. I'm sorry. We was
Nah,
at
everything is
this
good.
point before. We was at this point before
Yeah.
when we seem like when we get to throw it down, like it's like we almost start another show right here, and then they go ding ding, and you're like, "There's your
Yeah,
guest."
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But other
All
than
right.
that, though, everything was good, man. This is a great one. We're going to talk about the editing and the splicing and all of that. You know what I mean?
I hear
And
you.
yeah, and
and then we just keep it pushing from there. But definitely gonna get ready for Wednesday.
Say
You
no
know?
more.
Yeah, we on the roll, so that's what's up.
All right, brother. We gonna end this show how we always gonna end the shows from now on. But this week, since you know I'm feeling kind of graceful, I give you one of these landlord joints real fast. Cause somebody let me see this video and they actually was like they liked that they little actress part. So you know it brought
Oh,
it brought
okay.
back up. So I'm gonna throw that in the end, and we're gonna end this episode. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in, that's gonna tune in the future. Check it out. Don't be afraid. Be your own therapist.
All right.
What the fuck is your problem?
Listen.
Listen to what? Come here.
I'm done. That's it. Stop.
Relax. You got me feeling a certain type of way tonight. Matter of fact, you got me feeling a certain type of way for a while. For real. I don't know where I messed up.
You got control of me.
Hey y'all, I can't lose it. But what's the use of frontin'? All she said was 2 words that brought me back to nothing. Goodbye. That was enough just to have me smothered. Like damn, now I'm feeling alone. Was all for it until I was left there alone and it all sunk in. That shit is really over this time, that small fuck it. But it's still burning inside of the boy's stomach. I can't stomach all the shit that she said, this girl bugging. Let's turn Chuck it, now I'm switching the page, I can't. I let this bitch just get in my brain, a bam. Just try to toss it, but the faucet just ain't jammed. This shit broke, this ain't land. Now it's hurting in my heart, mommy, this ain't fair. I sound box for a second, but this ain't square. See, mommy, I'm old, it's over, now I wanna take it. And you know you're dead wrong when I come in and you're naked. I can't go on to the next one, cause she was the best one. Every move was like step one, I don't know where I messed up.
Girl, you got control of me.
I can't go on to the next one, cause she was the best one. Every move was like step one, I don't know where I messed up.
Girl, but now it's over, see.
Hey yo, it's over, but I don't know. Shorty got a hold of me. I don't know what she be doing, but she got control of me. It seems when I'm all out with the homies, I can't do what I do, everything seems phony. I wanna be with her, I miss her to death. But see, Shorty just played me, dog, she up and just left. And now I'm sitting in my room like, what did I do wrong? Maybe Shorty don't like me cause I be Henny the dawn. Fuck it, gotta move on and do what I does. But every time I'm with another broad, I'm thinking of her. Trying to skip on to the next one, it seems she was the best one. I guess, hun, left a mark on a nigga like stretch, son. I gotta be stoop on my toes with the next one, so she don't get to tripping on the nigga when them checks come. See, I just tried to build with it and invest some, but now it's over, so I guess I'm on to the next one.
I can't go on to the next one, cause she was the best one. Every move was like step one, I don't know where I messed up.
Girl, you got control of me.
I can't go on to the next one, cause she was the best one. Every move was like step one, I don't know where I messed up.
Girl, but now it's over, see.
Well, then it's over, I'm going to the next one, ma. Cause I really don't know where I messed up, ma. I was confusing in the days, so when the next one come, I'ma try to value everything that the next one want. No more partying all night until the next moon come. I'ma treat you like you special before the next dude come. And he sweep you off your feet with all of that sweet shit, telling you how you're beautiful and you just need to leave him. The words sound good, so now you won't get even.
but two wrongs is wrong, mommy, so just leave it. With us it's just lust, you do it with meaning. If you suck something, you know that you're cheating. Neither one of us is right, but yours was just evil. You was looking to do something to make a nigga feedin'. The bullshit and probably see the island or the bullpen, cause you was pulled in by getting caught. I was foolish to move with another. I'm trying to lose bitches' numbers, cause you know I'm a freak and I get smooth through the summer. Two, you should remember, they called me the plumber. I cruise through the loving, I had your body bugging. You holding on to daddy, like what's going on? Like damn, this nigga thin, but he really bringing strong. But the nigga was so lost, I just had to do a song to let him know just how I feel when it's coming from the Lord. I can't go on to the next one, cause she was the best one. Every move was like step one, I don't know where I messed up.
Girl, you got control of me.
I can't go on to the next one, cause she was the best one. Every move was like step one, I don't know where I messed up.
Girl, but now it's overseas.
I can't go on to the next one, cause she was the best one. Every move was like step one, I don't know where I messed up.
Girl, you got control of me.
I can't go on to the next one, cause she was the best one. Every move was like step one, I don't know where I messed